What is going on? Going live on Wimkin in just a few seconds here. There it is. Should get a tone here. There it is. Wimkin signing off. We are officially live. Welcome, everybody. Good to see everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. Got a good workout in. Feeling amazing. Just fantastic. Got a little shirt up there that might seem familiar to everybody. The Veterans Before Illegal shirt. You can pick that up at thedumshow.com. Covering a lot tonight. We got a lot to do. We always have a lot to do. I mean, do I ever call in just back? You know what? We've got nothing to do. Nothing. It's absolutely nothing to do. Talk a little bit about at 7:15. We're going to kick on over to Trump and try to watch the dinner. The Al Smith dinner. I think that's important. And then we'll do some other stuff. Goal tonight, $200. Not an extremely long show, so that's something we can go ahead and do. $200. This will be our 14th night of hitting goal in a row. Amazing. And we can't thank you enough. We appreciate it. We'll put your name in lights as well. We'll be back in about 3 seconds. Minutes. Not seconds, minutes. Step into a Wimkin. Hey, to all my Twitter people, something really weird is going on over on Twitter. So if you could do me a favor and head on over and make sure we're sharing this thing. Numbers have been weird. I think they're redoing the algorithm and getting rid of bots because my followers, I just lost 200 followers. And it's been going up to like 5,045 down to 537. I don't know what's going on. So see if you can help out, please. That would be awesome. Thanks.
The truth, or you're tired of being so confused. You feel like you're more fucked up than the lies on the evening news. Well, just step right in. We can talk about it all as friends. And if you want, we can hug and kiss and make up for the party ends. Agree or disagree, stop offering me. 'Cause I'm everything you want. Damn sure what you need. I won't tell no lies. Back up on the facts with truth. And if you can't get down with that, you must be somebody's
What's going on, everybody? Matthew Spear from the Don't Unfriend Me show. I am proud to announce that the Documents of Freedom are back in stock. It's a 3-book collection, leather-bound, by Arcadia Publishing. Starts out with the Bill of Rights, and it's the complete edition of the rights, so you can look up and reference anything your heart desires. Declaration of Independence, with revisions and founder images included, beautifully illustrated. And last but not least, what would Documents of Freedom be without the Constitution of the United States of America in its entirety? The box is handmade by PFC Flags, custom engraving. Wait a second. Bobby Richardson got a new house. But hello? Nobody told me about this. Can I get some info, please? Thanks. 100% made in the USA from the nails to the glue. And we have a 5-star rating, satisfaction guaranteed, 150 sold, 5 stars or better. It is so important, especially in today's society, to ensure that the younger generation has these books available in the future. Get them for your family and friends, available right now. Head on over to thedumshow.com/books. Thanks so much.
Howdy, y'all. This is Damani Felder. These are perilous times in American history, and now more than ever, we need individuals who are willing to wage war on the ideological battlefield with like-minded individuals. And I can think of no better place to start than my friends at the Don't Unfriend Me show. So thank you for being here, and enjoy the show.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The DUM Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me show. I just, listen, I don't think people care about hockey. God knows the Avalanche are off to one of the worst starts. Well, minus their Stanley Cup year where they were 1-4. But even that's better than where we are. We're 0-4. And, I'm not going to pull the chicken switch yet. And we're missing 5 out of our top 6 and 2 defensemen that are basically an all-star team. So it would be the top 2 lines and top pair for every team out there. So we got to wait and see what happens. But anyway, Bobby signed papers today. Congratulations, Bobby. Nothing like being a homeowner. That is amazing news. It couldn't happen to a better gal. We're very, very proud of you, and that's awesome. We got a lot going on. James said he intentionally missed the news. I hope we can keep you entertained. I'm waiting for the Al Smith dinner. I don't know if Fox is going to carry it. I would assume that they will, and it's up there, and I'm waiting for it. So who knows? It may not, but it's in my lower window, and I will let you know as soon as I know. And if it comes on, we'll watch it, and I will bring it in to the stream. Anyway, I was saying, talking about hockey is just going to bore everybody, so we're not going to do that. But working out, man, I have missed it. God, I've missed it. And, I worked out pretty much 5 to 6 days a week for almost 7 years. 6 years. And then COVID happened, and I just needed a break afterwards. And it was and I didn't realize that it was probably the thing that was stressing me out the most is not working out and not fulfilling that mental obligation that just kept me grounded. So the last week was all just kind of ironing out the kinks and getting the weight back to a level that I felt was appropriate, and then get the pain out of my system, because there's a little bit of pain. And man, I hit it today, hit legs, hit shoulders, and I was just boom, I was humming. And I was like an hour in, and I'm like, I don't want to stop. And that's the first time I've gotten that feeling. So that's the hump. So I'm feeling great. And I had to come do the show. So thanks a lot, y'all. I really appreciate it. Folks, we are the DUM Show. And I am going to go ahead and give you a little scroll while we're talking here. These are all the people who have helped make the DUM Show what it is. And there are people who aren't even mentioned, unfortunately, just because we have not had the time to just scroll all the names. So these are the most recent top 20 people who've donated in the last 20 times. And we can't thank you enough. These people make the show happen. They come in all the time, and they just constantly help. And there's people, like I said, not on this list who have not been recognized at this moment, but I can't even begin to tell you. There's people who have just made it their mission to keep this show going, and they may not be on that list, but these are the most recent, and I want to thank everybody. 14 days is what we're going for to hit our 200 goal. That's what we do every night, and we think that that's a good number that keeps us right where we need to be. We're sitting at 199,454, almost 200,000 followers. Incredible. We're really excited about that. Things seem to be doing well, even though Facebook is still throttling us and they won't give us any money. It doesn't matter. You guys are taking care of us. So goal is up. If you donate, you can go to thedumshow.com/donate, and it will show up in lights. We talk about it 3 times. 1 in the beginning of the show, the middle, and the end of the show. So we try not to inundate you with ads and all that other crap. So we try to get it out of the way. Go over to thedumshow.com. Got great coffee, great hats, great shirts, great everything. The Documents of Freedom is in stock, and we are shipping for right before Christmas. Get your stuff early. All right, so there we are. We've done all the... and go to Wimkin.com. Wimkin.com is a sponsor of the show. They are a sponsor every day. They are a free speech network. They are Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all in one. And you can do it all there. And it's all patriots. 9 million people, very few bots. Jason checks every account. So you need to make sure you have a profile pic. You put in your username and password. In about 24 hours, it'll be approved. If you have any problems, let us know, and we'll get your back. Somebody says, too bad Facebook won't give you stars. Yeah, Facebook won't give you anything. Anyway, you can go to linktapgo.com, The Dumb Show, if you want to see all of our sites and where we're at, or you can go to thedumbshow.com. Okay, God, that's getting long. I'm so sorry. You got to do that. You got to keep yourself relevant. The Al Smith dinner had a little video today that kind of recapped the news. Always looking for feedback. Let me know what you thought. I thought it was pretty funny, but I'm a little biased. If you have not had a chance to take a look at that, go over to thedumbshow.com for me. Or you can actually just go to Facebook and you can see it. It's about a 9-minute video. And I would say that it was pretty fun. It was a fun video to make, making fun a little bit of Kamala Harris and her time with Brett Baer, and then a few other things. But anyway, let's move on. So we've got the Al Smith dinner, which Laura Ingram's on right now. It's not being covered. I may go and check C-SPAN here in a minute, but we'll figure that out together. We've got first topic tonight is going to be, I'm going all the way down to the bottom, and I wanted to talk about this last night, so we're going to do it tonight instead. Doug Emhoff, whatever the hell his name is, Kamala's first lady, is an interesting lad. I'm not a big fan. I don't think anyone who betrays their own belief structure is okay. And I'll be honest with you, I love my wife more than anything else in the world. She's my queen, and that's just the truth. But if she rooted for Hamas or Al Qaeda or the Muslim Brotherhood or JIP or anything else, I don't know if I could stay with her. I truly don't. I just don't know. Where's the cat cam? The cat cam's up, but she's not there. Remember, I'm only going to put it up when she's there. She's walking around today. Do I use my email password when I sign up to Wimkin? Just put in your email, you pick a username or email, and then a password. Write it down. Do not let it go. And then Jason will approve it. And once he approves it, usually takes 24 hours, you would sign in with that username and password. But do not forget, you have to pick a profile pic, and you have to fill out the sign-up process. I hope that helps. But the information that I talked a little bit about today, and the funny was, I haven't seen a Harris get hit that hard since Doug hit his ex-girlfriend. Maybe in poor taste, but it's not being talked about. And, you've got a woman running who talks about women's rights and the right to choose, but then you got her husband who has been accused of slapping a woman around. So it comes down to this. It's believe all women who are what? Accusing Republicans? Because that's what it seems to be. And once again, the old Hillary Clinton two-step, which is to pretend you care for women as long as they're not accusing your husband of rape and doing things that are really uncalled for with a cigar. Here is a video that I just thought you'd find interesting. I have not seen it. And since she's doing all of her tours, I figured we could at least just show, Dougie's tours, the first lady, because this is an interesting video. Here it is.
You said that communication is key.
Okay, hold on. Here it is. Listen to this. I mean, does this sound like Kamala, who tells her people to call her general and who the Secret Service absolutely despises? Listen to this.
Communication is key, but she couldn't communicate with you immediately to tell you that Joe Biden had stepped down, correct? You were busy in spin class, right?
That was right. So it
First of all, you're a man. And I'm sorry, but you on a Peloton is not come on, man. Well, I was in spin class and I was doing some hot yoga, and I was doing the orange circuit.
It was, I was in LA. It was during that weekend when all the planes were down because of the software glitch. So I had to spend an extra day in LA. I decided to go to a cycling class with some friends, and it was an hour class, and we were just chit chatting. I had my phone in the Secret Service car, so I didn't have my phone. And then my friend's partner just showed me his phone with the letter from President Biden, and I'm like, gotta go, and just ran into the car, and there was my phone, literally, like, you could feel the steam, 7 or 8 messages, all with, where are you? Call Kamala. And it was a 1 minute or less conversation, which started with, where the F were you? I need you right now, and basically get to work. And I did.
You run out sweaty? Are you?
What a bitch. I mean, seriously. What has happened to men? First of all, I never talked to my wife that way. Where the fuck are you? Where are you? I need you right now. Now, there's a thing that Olivia wanted to stop working, and she wanted to have kids. And she's like, I want to raise kids. It's my dream. That's all I want to do. So for 10 years, that's all she did. And it was a lot. It's a ridiculous job that I don't want. And I give her all the accolades in the world. But there were some basic rules that we agreed upon, is that I would go out and work. I would do the 65, 70 hours. I would travel 5 days a week. I would miss everything. And she would raise the kids, do the laundry, balance the book, and have dinner on the table. I mean, and we lived the Ozzy and Harriet life for 10 years. And then the moment that, I wanted to do this, she's like, go do this. This is your dream. Do it. And, that's great. And that's the way it should be. But at no time have I ever spoken to my wife in that way. Now, I've gotten upset, but I haven't text her 17 times and where the F are you? There are times where I need to get a hold of her and it might be an emergency, but not like that. So is there a doubt in anyone's mind? This guy's just an emasculated toad. First he simps for Hamas with his daughter, who raises money for Hamas and supports Palestine. He's a Jew. I mean, I'm sorry. The last time I checked, I think that's antithetical to Israel. Your daughter supporting a terrorist group. As a father, why the hell are you not saying something about that? Why aren't you doing something about that? I love my daughter, but 18, 20, 25, whatever age she is, I'm going to set a clear tone. You're not going to support terrorism. Just like I wouldn't allow you to support the Klan or Antifa or the Black Panthers. Lawlessness and terrorism isn't the way to go. And I would unfortunately give my daughter an ultimatum. If you want me to be a part of your life and you want me to be in your household, you're going to have to make some better decisions. I'm not going to let you come in here and be a Hamas supporter in my home. Then Kamala obviously hates Jews. She's completely with the squad. She's supports 100% the Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib and the rest of the nut jobs and Ayanna Pressley. And they hate Jews. And the Democratic Party has demonstrated that they don't give a shit about Jews anymore. Because they know that they've got that vote when it comes to it. And they don't need to suck up, just like black people. They took them for granted. Now they're scrambling because black people and Latino people are saying, no, screw you guys. And they're scrambling.
Wearing the tight biking shorts, do you have those clackety-clack spikes on the whole thing? Or
I try not to do the tight biking shorts, so I just do like the long old school, Nike basketball shorts, which probably aren't great for spin class. But I was drenched in sweat. I took the clackety-clack shoes off, and the car wasn't exactly on the curb, so it was still a couple of 100 yards of old guy half running, trying to get to that car to jump on the phone. And
wow, you really did a great job. Next time, try to go ahead and ask your wife if you can borrow your spine and your balls in her purse. I have no problem with a couple taking care of each other. I have no problem, but it should be a mutually beneficial exchange, and it should be unequivocal support for each other. I would never talk about my wife publicly like that. That's a conversation that I would be embarrassed to have. I would never, ever want to paint her in that light. I want you to think of this as a man. I'm running for president, and all of a sudden I call my wife. I'm like, bitch, where the fuck are you? I called you 17 times. I sent you 17 texts. Where the fuck are you? Can you imagine if that came out for Joe Biden or Donald Trump, that that's the way he talked to his spouse? Kamala Harris talks to her husband this way. No wonder why he beats women, because he's too afraid of her. So he's got to slap other women around, I guess, allegedly. I don't know, man. I'm just a different person. I have my faults. I yell at my wife. We yell at each other all the time. That's completely different. When we're in an argument or a fight, we yell. Sometimes we say mean things. But if I came to Olivia and I said, Olivia, we just got signed a contract. Like, we're going to go and be syndicated. We're going to be on iHeart, or we're going to go to Odyssey or whatever. The last thing I'd say is, and if it's a deadline, like we got to go to dinner and get a cocktail dress and a tux because we're going to go down to DC and go meet the executives. The last thing I want to do is, bitch, where are you? I called you 17 times. Get in a freaking cocktail dress. Drop what you're doing. I don't care how important it is. Where the F are you? It's time to go to work. Can you imagine? Wow. I don't know, man. That's not the relationship I have with my wife. And some people would listen to the way that we talk to each other. We're in an argument and be like, oh, they don't love each other. It's when you're a fly on the wall and you hear somebody yelling or whatever, it's not a good thing. Arguing is nasty and ugly, but this isn't an argument. This is supposed to be a happy occasion. You usurped power from the president of the United States. You executed an effective coup. You should be celebrating with at least vodka and caviar. You've done what all the great communist states have done. They've withdrawn and subverted the election. Congratulations. It's like I'm going to go to Disneyland. I don't know what Disneyland communism looks like, but whatever it is, Ruski Land. I'm going to Ruski Land. I'm not telling my wife, you better get to work. Where the F are you? Wow. She's angry. So this is who we want as the first gentleman? Oh God. Give me a break. He just should be called the first lady, not the first gentleman. What is wrong with men today? Now, I'm not saying he should just go up and hit her. How dare you talk to me like a psh, two black eyes. I already done told you once. No. But you know what? He could have said something like, listen, it wasn't the time, but after, because I care about my wife and I did what she said, I gave her an earful not to talk to me like that. Okay, all right, you know what? We're good. Because there are times where my wife has said something to me and I'm like, I don't like the way you talk to me. And she says it to me too. And we move on and get over it. But this guy, what a clown. I mean, seriously. 7:15 was supposed to be the Al whatever dinner. So we'll see. We'll see if they're going to play it. Anyway, I'm not a big fan of this guy. I think he's a softie. And I think Kamala wears the balls in the family for sure. But it is what it is. There it is. I said it. I did it. So another video. Communist Disneyland. Concrete building 2 stories high, painted gray. Yeah, right. Yeah, the castle. Rasputin comes out, poisons everybody. It'd be nice. Yeah. Amber says, oh, I don't know if Amber's talking to me. Here is Kamala Harris once again pandering to black people. She's so desperate. This is very reminiscent of Hillary Clinton with the blue wall that was supposed to be Minnesota, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Very, very similar. It's very similar. And Hillary realized around October, oh shit, I'm losing in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. And I now have to stop in the other swing states. And now there's no way. I am screwed. Well, this is happening again to Kamala, but it is going to impact those swing states. But most importantly, it's going to impact Philadelphia. Now, people need to understand something. We're going to know very early how this race is going to go. I'm just letting you know this. The reason why is you have Pennsylvania, you have Virginia, you've got the northeastern locations, kind of the Rust Belt, when it comes almost like central Ohio, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan. You got Georgia. We're going to have an idea. Now, I don't believe, even though I think that there is going to be some delays in counting, it's a little bit different for federal election. I think that we might have some serious delays in Senate and state legislature and sheriff and all this other and local elections. But I think the presidency will. I think they have to make it go faster than it did last time. And I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I think it's going to be like 2016. I really do. They're not going to have that many mail-ins. They're not going to have that many absentees. It's not going to be COVID. I know that their state's already saying that they're going to get bogged down. I don't think the U.S. government is going to allow that to fly. I think they're going to push really hard on these governors, because the longer that they wait, the more dangerous it becomes for where the United States will end up if this election is super close. And idle minds are the devil's playground, and I don't think people want that to happen. I really don't. And I don't think the government, and you're like, well, the government wants to divide us and all that stuff. Yeah. But no, I don't think so. And I'll tell you why, because I got something to show you. And I got to decide if I'm going to show this to you tonight, because Leroy discovered it, but we broke it down together. He was working on it. Thank you, Bobby. Bobby came in with $51.99. Thank you. We were working on it together, and we wanted, I think he wants to bring it up tomorrow, but I also don't want to bore everybody when we've got Olivia on. So maybe what I'll do is I'll scratch the surface and give you a taster on this. But this is why I truly believe that the government is preparing for, Paula, thank you so much. The government is preparing for something pretty bad. And I think they believe that something fairly bad is going to happen, because they are extending the right to use lethal force for the military based upon the DOD. And we've got the documents to talk about and prove it. Kevin, thank you so much, $10.80. There is sometimes they show the Al Smith dinner on TV. I imagine they're probably going to do a pre-record. I'm going to go look at C-SPAN real quick. It is not on Fox. Let me see if C-SPAN usually carries it. Yeah, I don't see it. Maybe somebody else. Let me look for C-SPAN. Nah, I don't have it. So we're going to wait, and we're going to keep it on. We'll keep it on Fox. And I'll let you know what I find out. But anyway, I want you to see this because, and first of all, thank you everyone for donating. This document's pretty impressive. I'm going to wait for Leroy because Leroy and I were analyzing it, breaking down. It's pretty extensive, but essentially it is an order for the Department of Defense to utilize the military and National Guard to execute citizens. This is a 100% DOD directive. And what it basically says is that local law enforcement can request the National Guard and military to come in and to request lethal support to stop uprisings, protests that are out of hand, where property is being destroyed or people are being hurt. This is insane. It's insane. So we're going to cover that tomorrow. And you know what? I'm not going to call Leroy, but I'm pretty sure I know him well enough. He's going to read it tonight. I'm going to read it tonight. And I've already broken most of it down, but it's very concerning. And this document is 100% legit in every way, shape, or form. We've already verified it. It was in September that it came through. And I've got a copy of it. So does Leroy, and it is a DOD initiative. Okay, Yenny just walked in. It basically states assistance in responding with assets with potential for lethality or any situation in which it is reasonably foreseeable that providing the requested assistance may involve the use of force that is likely to result in lethal force, including death or serious bodily injury. It also includes all support to civilian law enforcement officials in situations where a confrontation between civilian law enforcement and civilian individuals or groups is reasonably anticipated. Such use of force must be in accordance with DODD 5210.56, potentially as further restricted based on the specifics of the requested support, provisions, or use of DoD unmanned systems in the United States, except as delegated by the Secretary of Defense. Unmanned systems, folks, are drones. And essentially, this is an order and a directive to use military weaponry on U.S. citizens if it's deemed appropriate by the Department of Defense and the SecDef. Anybody? Yeah, that's fucking terrifying. Unmanned systems. You can, if you want to get some pre-reading done on this, I'll put the link up. This is direct DoD Intelligence 52401.01. It originated in September 27, 2004, was completely not put on the news in any way, shape, or form. I've got several. There's the link. There's the link. I'm running several different investigations into what it is and what the wording is. I've got a constitutional lawyer looking at it who is a friend of mine. I've got a couple people I'm waiting return from who work for alphabet agencies as far as the legality of this. But this looks, now understand that the DoD could always weaponize the military against U.S. citizens in emergency situations. Don't kid yourself. Civil unrest or martial law, but there were steps and guidance that had to be taken place that were within the president's purview. This gives Secretary of Defense, and if you give SecDef this, and the DoD this, will these powers be extended to the DOJ? Because this is how Soviet Russia began. They gave it to the defense ministry inside Russia, and then the Politburo started. And the Politburo was just inundated with KGB officials. And then ex-Spetsnaz and special forces. So the extension of using the military and military might versus the Justice Department, or what you would consider the Ministry of Justice in Russia, eventually became weaponized with military might. This is very much what happened in Russia. This is terrifying. It very, very much sounds worse than martial law. In my estimation, what I believe it's saying is that if there is a very similar situation like January 6th, where law enforcement are threatened, or they feel endangered, or they feel something is happening that could be a coup d'etat or an overthrow of local enforcement, that they can request military to come in and then exercise lethal force to stop it. I mean, we're talking Tiananmen Square type shit. This is really bad. That's correct. Judy asks a great question. She says, what exactly does deem necessary mean? And who decides that? That would be the SecDef, Secretary of Defense. And it's interesting because the Secretary of Defense ultimately would assert power from the President of the United States, who this falls on to declare martial law or to utilize the military to support defense of the border or defense from looters or things like this. But an open kill order for people who are challenging an election, so to speak, or people who are resisting a tyrannical local police department or city department. Could they be deemed as a threat and the military would come in and kill them? Who signed off on that? Oh, that's the other thing. I mean, I'm going to have to listen. This is a very long process. And if you want to know who did this, I'm going to give you just a little bit, but then we're done. Because I really want to do this tomorrow with Leroy, because this is a very interesting show. Here you go. The issuance implements executive orders EOs 12333 and 13388 and Title 50 United States Code USC, establishes policy, provides directions for the Department of Defense Intelligence and intelligence-related activities, assigns responsibility, and provides guidelines for DICI assistance to law enforcement agencies or civil authorities. The President of the United States and the Assistant Director of Defense. That is now what blows me now hear me. Hear me when I say this. This is what frustrates me so much. Is that, do you know how many people come on my show and they're like, what about EO 1273666? Where martial law is declared and the military tribunal is in Guantanamo Bay, and Donald Trump has assassinated Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden and all of the Senate, and they're all clones, and he's going to take over and he's going to expose everything. How can you idiots buy into that bullshit and not catch this? Why is it that Leroy and I have to catch this shit all the time? 2024, September 27th. Right now. Last month is when this went through. It's effective. I really want to wait for Leroy to do this. I really do, because he's going to offer insight, and he brought it to my attention. So I got to give him credit for it. But this is something that should scare the living hell out of you. So I'm going to hold on this. I gave you the link. Read it yourself. But the high level is this extends authority for local law enforcement to leverage and utilize Department of Defense resources, military, alphabet agencies, etc., to weaponize them and military hardware like unmanned surveillance drones or unmanned kill drones like Reaper drones, and use them against, as these local law enforcement, upon request, deem people who are an imminent threat to government or city or state or local municipality, constable, whatever, enforcement and authorities, and use lethal force against them. Chris McKinney says, so are you saying that you think Joe Biden is really Joe Biden? Chris, are you saying it's not? Are you saying it's not? You know, there was a time that educated people in this country could take certain things at face value because they would use experiential learning and examples to practically apply that to other situations that seemed odd. How about this? Chris, you're fucking with me, dude. You're fucking with me. You need to call. I'm not going to do this live. You need to call in. 804-212-2208. Is this because the cannons? He had a military funeral? Are you kidding me? You know, people get old, bro. You understand people have plastic surgery. You understand Joe Biden had several plastic surgeries for chin tucks, ear tucks, pulling his skin back. You understand that, right? His eyes change color. Okay. I've been watching Joe Biden for 48 years. Since I was a little kid. Maybe 45 years, till I recollect. I watched my father, too. My father used to look like Ricky Nelson. You know, Ricky Nelson was a really handsome guy from 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever. And then he didn't anymore. And if I look at a picture of my dad when he was 40, and then I look at him at 80, there's no comparison. And trust me when I say this, if you look at a picture of me 12 years ago, 15 years ago, I don't look anything like I did then. And I certainly will not look like this tower of man meat that I do right now. Because people change. Do I believe that Joe Biden, who is in the office right now, is the same? Yes, I do. And there's a few reasons I know this. Because there's software that can go ahead and lay this out for you. See, I worked in intelligence for a long time, and what we don't do is we don't make shit up because some jackoff on some podcast goes ahead and tells you that there's a military tribunal, that Hillary Clinton's a lizard, and the clones are here, and Donald Trump is actually in charge of the government. How long are you guys going to fucking hold on to this joke? You're in for a rude awakening, buddy. You've been saying that shit for 9 fucking years. And guess what? None of it's happened. I promise you I know more about our government than you think you do. You've listened to some stupid fucking podcast, a guy who has been sued up and down the road. You guys follow guys like At War Clandestine, who tells you that there's bioweapon labs. And if you look at the targeting package of those 16 sites that were hit, the closest you guys got to a bio lab, not a bioweapon lab, was 50 kilometers. Iran has better targeting packages than that. You're in for a rude awakening. 804-212-2208. Have some balls. Call the show. Have some balls. Let's go. Test me. Let's go. You can give me all your conspiracy theories. Just give me every one of them. We'll just do this right now. I will give you the entire show. You can have 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you want. I won't say a word. And you could tell everybody anything you want. But then you got to let me talk. Call in. Put your money where your mouth is. 804-212-2208. Come on, man. Because this is important. This is important. I'm waiting for your call. Because this stuff's out there, man. And the thing is you have not a scintilla of evidence. You believe that Joe Biden had a military funeral based upon the amount of cannon fire. Do you understand how fucking stupid that is? I mean, seriously, do you understand how dumb and loony that sounds? Why have I got to call? When you don't have a clue, you've got your opinion. No. You have an opinion. You stated it perfectly, absolutely correct. See, I'm not stating anything other than your opinion is complete bullshit because you have not 1 ounce of fact, not one scintilla. You have opinion. You said it yourself. My opinion isn't necessary to this conversation. You can't prove a damn thing you're saying, and you guys have been screaming this shit since 2016. Don't you remember? Military tribunal, where is it? What about the Dominion servers? What about Buenos Aires and George Soros? What happened there? What happened to the body doubles? What happened to the secret watermarked ballots that Donald Trump put a watermark on all the ballots? Whatever happened to that story? Whatever happened to the Nashville bombing and the Pac Bell Center? That was where Dominion was holding their files, even though you were only off by 3 continents. What happened there? Why don't we talk about the bioweapon labs that aren't bioweapon labs, that are level 1 through 3 viruses, which essentially means weaponized chicken pox? You want to talk about that? Well, there's 372 of those all over the world. You could probably walk within 50, 60 miles of your major cities in your states and you'll run into one. Are they creating COVID as well? Was it Zelensky who did that? But the interesting thing is, why was that story being spread around the KGB in 2002 when it came to Bosnia-Herzegovina, when it came to Syria, when it came to Crimea? Same stories. Bioweapon labs. See, the thing is you guys take information and you run with it and you go down a rabbit hole and you have no idea what you're talking about. But call in, man. Semper Fi. You're a Marine? You served in the United States Marine Corps and you've seen the world. And you believe this shit? That shocks me. But once again, you said it best. Your opinion, you can have your opinion, I'll have mine. I don't have an opinion. because nothing you're saying is factual, has any evidence whatsoever except a bunch of speculative nonsense. That's opinion. I'm going to give you incontrovertible evidence that what you're saying is complete bullshit because you have no evidence to the contrary. That's the difference. Brother, you may be new to this show, but I promise you'll like it. But there are hundreds of people just like you who came onto this show and said, fuck that guy, fuck Matt. He's a jerk. Maybe. But I'll tell you what, a lot of them woke up and were like, you know what? We're just going down the rabbit hole. Just call in, dude. There's documents to prove it instead of talking. Show me the documents. I'll give you $10,000 right now. Show me a death certificate for Joe Biden. It's Freedom of Information Act. You can request and sequester and also subpoena those records. It's a $25 filing fee. Show me the death certificate of Joseph R. Biden. Delaware, cause of death, show it to me. Freedom of Information Act, you should have it. Show me the document. I'll give you $10,000. To Venmo or PayPal, pal, right now. 10 grand. No, Chris, you don't like listening to me. You don't like listening to what you disagree with because you're being fucking bamboozled. You're being completely hoodwinked. You have guys out there who are making a shit ton of money off this. Listen, Chris, you're a Marine. And you notice how I treat you with respect and say you're a Marine, not you're a former Marine, because I'm military too, okay? I'm not a Marine. But you know what? I swam and chewed dirt with plenty of green crayon eaten gyrenes. And I love them. My father's one. Some of my best friends are one. I know guys in JSOC. I know Marine Corps snipers who are sitting on top of DC right now, okay? So mad respect. Let's start over. Let's start over. You don't want me to say this because you know I'm right. Deep down, you know I'm right. You have suspicions. You have some ideas. But what you don't have is any proof. Because if you did, you would be on every late night talk show right now to be able to prove that Joe Biden is dead. You can't. You and I both know you can't. See, the thing is you guys pretend that there's these giant psyops. You worked for the government. Do you really believe that the United States government is... Yeah. Do you really believe the United States government, here you go, bud, is capable of doing what you're saying? You worked for this government. So let me just ask you a simple question. Please tell me an operation of that magnitude that's actually been successful that everyone doesn't know about that the United States government has pulled off. Do I know anything about laws and order since you're former military? Sure. What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about UCMJ? You want to talk about rocks and shoals? You want to talk about the Constitution? You want to talk about state law, local law, civil law? What do you want to talk about? See, the problem is that you believe because I don't know everything that you think you know, therefore that I'm misinformed. See, that's not the way this works. The burden of proof is on you because here's the problem. I can show you 1,000 pieces of evidence that Joe Biden is alive. All you're doing is following one or two pieces and you're discrediting 998 other pieces of information. That is the most unscientific thing I've ever heard. It's almost like a theology. It's a religion with you folks. It's based on faith. I appreciate that you liked listening to me up until this point, but this is where the rubber meets the road. It's not about when you agree with me. It's when you disagree with me. And I'm treating you with the utmost respect. I'm just fucking baffled that a Marine believes this stuff. I'm not, see, dude, that's the problem, Chris. And I'll just tell you right now, it's a problem with the country today, is that you're not willing to have a conversation. I'm not getting in a pissing match with you. I just want you to prove to me what you're saying is true. And you believe this. So show me, teach me. I'm open to listen. I just told you, I give you 40 minutes of airtime. I won't say a word. I just want you to teach me what I'm wrong about so I can learn. How is that a pissing match? I want you to show me. How do you know Joe Biden's dead? If Joe Biden, the abysmal failure that he is, why would they run him again? To install Kamala? Is that why? Is that what you really think? You really think that the Democrats want to install Kamala Harris? Because I don't know if you know this, but they don't. Nobody wants Kamala. Otherwise, they wouldn't be putting a $500 million campaign and disinformation campaign out there, changing everything about her. Do you listen to her talk? Do you listen to the acrid, bitter taste in her mouth when she has to actually say some of the things that she says? When she talks about energy, or she talks about the border, or she talks about redistribution of wealth, or she talks about the budget and how she's just like, you could just tell she's just like, bleh, all over the place. I just told you .mil, .gov sites, and read that Donald Trump is still commander-in-chief. We're actually a government in exile. We're under the continuity of operations plan. That's why watch planes from other countries every day come into our airspace. Planes have been coming into our airspace since 1952. Since the first scratches and remnants of the Cold War. Russia became a de facto enemy right after World War II. They started grabbing land in China and Japan. MacArthur and Patton both wanted to go into Russia and conclude World War II and end it in Russia because they knew that they would become a superpower. In 1960, 70, 80, all the way up until 1988, 80, 89, the FBI, the CIA, the Politburo, the Spetsnaz, KGB were all in a secret war. Almost 4,200 intelligence officials from both sides were murdered and killed. And this war took place over decades. Ronald Reagan was brought in to go ahead and fight communism. But if you think bear foxtrots weren't flying around, weren't pushing on the border of Alaska, and we weren't sending up U-2 spy planes during Kennedy's time, what are you talking about? We've been flying in each other's airspace for freaking 55, 60 years. We've been in international waters. We have literally parked boomers outside of Severomorsk and Petropavlovsk and Vladivostok, the Polyarny Inlet. We were tracking Hong SSs out of Russia into the Persian Gulf. We were also getting SS subs that were coming in from North Korea through the Taiwanese Straits and into South Korea, sleeper and guerrilla cells. What are you talking about? We have encroached upon that for decades. And for you to sit here and think that a bird's a big deal when they got satellites and keyholes that are literally parked in geosynchronous orbit with the United States. And that's China, that's Russia, that's Hong Kong, that's Japan, that's England, that's France, that's Germany. That's every single NATO country has birds up watching the United States. Brother, you need to watch my show and call in. The fact that I'm going to lose a Marine over this bullshit, because this is sad. Dude, it's sad. They said this in 2020. What's he waiting for? If Donald Trump is the de facto president, what are they waiting for? No shit, buddy. While in the Marine. Okay. Well, then, first of all, see, here's the problem. I already know you're losing the conversation because now you're being disrespectful. See, I already went ahead and tried to treat you with respect. Now, no shit, buddy. Well, you're the one who said it, dude. You're the one that just said it like it was some big fucking announcement that birds and aircraft and submarines and ships are peeping on the United States. What do you mean? No shit to you. I was overseas, Japan and Korea. Where are you? Okinawa? Yokohama? Yokosuka? Where'd you serve? What years? There were U.S. military planes there. I know this, but you're trying to prove a point that you're lacking facts. What the fuck are you talking about? Everything I said was just true. You're just stating your experience and your opinion. So let's see who's right in time to come. I already have. It's been 9 years. This bullshit that you guys have been spewing happened in 2020 when January 6th took place. And before that, you guys were spewing this and saying that he was in charge of the government, and he kept kicking the goalposts down the road. It's a stolen election. No, it's not a stolen election. It was Dominion servers. No, it wasn't Dominion servers. It was watermark ballots. No, it wasn't watermark ballots. They went ahead and they stole the election and changed the numbers in the middle of the night. No, it wasn't that. What else was it? Oh, it was 2,000 Mules with Dinesh D'Souza. That's the ticket. That sounds really good, but why did he put it behind a $29.99 paywall for one of the greatest stories never told? Come on, man. You're smarter than this. No shit, buddy. Well, you're the one who just said that they're spying on us. We know. We know. We used to track bear foxtrots all the time. We intercept them constantly. You think Su-27 flankers weren't literally just like buzzing Poland and buzzing Germany and our bases in Ramstein? You don't think they were sending over Chinese and Soviet aircraft over Yokosuka and Yokohama? I love when you're like, oh, you're just spitting your knowledge. Do you go to a doctor when they sit there and they break it down and go over your blood test? When they go ahead and talk about your colonoscopy and they go over your overall probability of heart disease, do you sit there and go, oh, you're just like talking about your experience? That's your opinion. We'll see in time. And when you croak at 56 from a heart attack, we won't see in time because you're not going to be here. You won't be at this show because, dude, if he loses in 2024, nothing's going to change. Democrats are just going to do what they're always doing. No military is going to rise up. Donald Trump isn't going to ride in on a big white horse. He's not in charge of anything right now because if he is, then he has abandoned us. And why the hell would you follow somebody who's literally allowed this to happen for 4 years, had businesses closed, had people die of fentanyl poisoning, had ineffectual FEMA control over hurricanes and fires and floods? People are starving. People are dying. Homeless vets. Our brothers and sisters are fucking dying. What's Trump waiting for, dude? Come on, man. Come on, man. You're a joke. You're right. Lose my show. I've given you enough time. I tried to treat you with respect, but you won't even come on and you won't even be a man of your convictions. I said commander-in-chief. Do you know anything about... See, here you go. Just keep moving the goalposts. Do you know anything about... God, Jesus Christ. All right, we're done. I tried, dude. I tried. I gave you a call-in number. But see, Chris, here's the last thing. Is you're not the first one to do this. You're not the first one to throw themselves against the wall. You guys all do this. But the problem is you guys are in a vacuum. You're in an echo chamber. And all you guys, you guys all talk on your IRC channels and your Reddit channels and all that shit. And you guys jerk each other off. And, here's some new information. Oh, my God. RDC 41673.666. I just gave you a DOD executive order, timestamped, dated, and everything. That's actual factual evidence that the DOD is weaponizing against constituents. And you're still talking about fucking military tribunals. Come on, man. Dude, live in the real world here with us. How many times have you been there, Mr. Donut? Is that an insult? Chris, you don't even have a picture of yourself. What does Mr. Donut mean? I haven't had a donut since you've had pussy. What are you talking about, dude? Are you saying I resemble a donut? Do you want to do a push-up contest? I will fucking slaughter you. I can already tell you're a puffy guy. Nobody who actually gets outside and gets air believes the shit that you believe. The only people who do that are the people who masturbate to the JCPenney catalog with turtle wax because it doesn't beat up in the shower. That's you, bro. I'm completely aware. If you want, you can come on video and show us your dazzling array of beauty and we can compare. Okay? Come on, Chris. Just because you can't make an intelligent argument doesn't mean you need to start insulting people. You're getting rocked, by the way. Just fucking rocked. I mean, it's like, dude, it's like Kamala last night. I thought that's what your show was. I've seen it before. I don't know what the fuck that means. Call into the show, dude. You can't make a simple phone call. Sally Struthers does it. For one simple phone call, you can feed an African child for 30 days. For one simple phone call, you can make me look bad. You can prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Call me. Say, hey, Matt, go look this up. And I'll say, okay, no, well, and I'll look and I'll read and we'll talk about it and we'll sing Kumbaya and we'll hold hands. If you feel real big and mighty and badass about talking, when's the last time I had pussy? Oh, dude, you're the one who started calling me Mr. Donut. I mean, come on, dude. Listen, you're a fucking Marine. You are the biggest fucking pussy Marine I've ever seen in my life. You can't even talk a little shit. Brothers in arms can't trade barbs a little bit. You were a one term. Yeah, you were 4 and done. You were a boot camp baby. I fucking can tell. I can tell. I'm going to tell you something, but if you don't feel bad about saying anything, what you just said, you're not worth a fuck anyway. My girl, which I love dearly, just died in the house. That's horrible. And I'm really sorry. But that has no excuse for you being a cock. I am sorry that you lost your girlfriend, your wife. Wife? Is it wife? Saying that you're not worth a fuck. I mean, my girl, which maybe girl, wife, girlfriend. I'm so sorry. That's horrible. But that doesn't excuse you being a complete dick. So I'm sorry that you want to go ahead and use that, but we all have hardships. I've got some shit going on. You know what's going on in my life, so why aren't you being nice to me? If you're going to assume positive intent, it goes both ways, right? So you don't know if I've lost somebody. You don't know if I'm going through a hardship, but you didn't give me that consideration, so why do you expect me to give it in return? You know what I mean? Bro, you need to check out and get some air. All respect. I hope that you find solace. I hope that you can, if you need to talk to somebody, all bullshit aside, man, pick up that phone, call me. I would love to talk to you. You need someone to talk to, you're going to go through a tough time right now. But what you don't get to do is come on the show and trade barbs with me and then go ahead and say, hey, I'm having a really hard time, and expect me to continue the conversation. Conversation's over at this point. Chris, you fucking whipped out your dick and started trying to slap me with it, and you got it cut off, and you're upset. That's your fault. That's not my fault. I didn't come swing. Dude, I just released some information, and you fucking decided to go ahead and chime in that Joe Biden is dead and Donald Trump is running the government and he's the president of the United States. You're the one that did this, dude, not me. You don't get to play the victim. Now, that your girl is dead, that shit, dude, that trumps all this bullshit. Who cares about what we're talking about? The thing is, are you okay? The thing is, what do you need? How can anyone here help you? What can I do to help you? That's the most important thing. It's terrible. Shift gears. Get out of this stupid. Why are you wasting time talking about this shit? You should be finding some solace and grieving, not picking fights with some internet podcaster who's 50 years old. I'm just saying, dude. Okay? With respect. I'm putting words in my mouth. Okay. Yeah. We're done. I got to walk away, bro. I got to walk away. Not because you're not worth it, but because we're talking about the wrong thing. If you just lost your girlfriend to cancer, we shouldn't be talking about this shit. You know what I mean? You should be with the family. You should be with her family. You should be grieving, but not talking about psyops and clandestine governments. And no, just stay away from all that shit. 60. I said I'm 50. I'm 50. I'm me 50. I know it's hard to believe. Damn good looking for 50. I get it. But, it's the way it is. All right, let's go. We got other stuff to do. Hey, Chris, good luck to you. Don't get mad at me, man. Don't get mad at me. FBI have done some things that they have obviously not been honest. It bums me out. I've got quite a few friends who are fibs. I've got quite a few friends who work in the rank and file. And I'll be honest with you, the conversations that I've had with some of them is my trust for them is absolutely low. It's low. Truly. And it's shit like this because, man, Kamala Harris sat here and said, oh, crime is down. All of them, every news station called Trump a liar, crime is down. But just like the jobs report, remember, just like the jobs report, they revised the FBI crime data and reveals that it originally missed 1,699 murders in 2022. Wonder how many they missed in 2023 and 2024. Give that almost all murders are reported, how does the FBI miss that many murders? So what it basically says, and we'll zoom in here, is that they said that crime was down 2.1% when it's actually up 4.5%. Yes, I put the link in the document. Yes, I put link in. Chris, God bless you. You got more important things to do than this. If you need a buddy, you need someone to talk to, matt@thedumshow.com. You can reach out and give me my private phone number. We can talk after the show. Okay? But I'm not talking about this stupid shit. It's not. Do you understand that none of this means anything to me? The most important thing right now is for you to heal and get better and be in a good spot. That's all I care about. And if you think that I'm full of shit and I don't believe that, then you don't know anything about me. That you've never watched this show. Because even though I don't have 1,000 people like Benny, and I'm not Ben Shapiro, I will tell you that my fans are the most loyal fans you could possibly imagine. Because they're not fans, they're my friends. And they're good people. They're family. We care about each other. And although we might step on each other's dicks once in a while or kick each other or punch each other in the boob, we tend to protect each other. And when it gets real like this, that's all that matters. Okay? Folks, thedumshow.com/donate. If you have the ability, please do. It's ridiculous. The FBI and their job, in the simplest form, the FBI, what they are supposed to do, and why they were created wasn't for domestic surveillance. That's never what they were really designed to do. The Secret Service, when it was established, was designed to follow overall counterfeit dollars, and they would also investigate large embezzlement from banks. FBI was designed to handle local and state and federal crimes and investigate these crimes, predominantly blue-collar crimes. And these, white-collar crime, which was the mafia, which was, yes, and although they would do alcohol and drugs and violence and intimidation, the main reason was their books and overall money laundering techniques were incredible. And the Department of Treasury was having a very difficult time. So multiple agencies were created. And the FIB was predominantly to go after organized crime and domestic crime. Now, they are essentially a giant spy organization for the DOJ. Their job is to literally spy on American citizens. That's what they do. They investigate American citizens. They make contact with American citizens. They violate the rights of American citizens. And they essentially are just an extension of the DOJ. They are officially the police force for the DOJ. And the problem is that these alphabet agencies have been redefined. The CIA used to be international. It could never operate within the borders of the United States. But what we found is that that's not true. With the Snowden links, we know about the spies that were working internally, internationally, the spy programs. We know the NSA was listening to conversations. We know that they were in our social media, our email, our chat networks, listening to everything, and they still are. This is a dangerous thing because the Patriot Act gives the reason for the United States government to execute the removal of rights from its people, which is something that it does not have. It's never supposed to have that power. The Constitution states it very clearly. But now they have the ability to remove your life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. They have the ability in this document that we've discussed to literally go after your life. That's a terrifying thing. Chris, you're not interrupting my show. No, I'm not going to ignore it, Chris. Chris, dude, people are used to this. This is the show we do. We talk to people. Dude, I don't want to get in a fight over stupid bullshit. I don't want to, but you know what? I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the people who sold you this shit. And I've been fighting it for 4 years. So it's not important. I've already told you what's important. I wish you the best. I hope you don't leave. That would be a travesty. Semper Fi. Okay? Video. This is why I bring this up, and most things in my show are interconnected, and this is one of them. This is a video of a gentleman. He's got good lats. Works out. It's probably Army. Just a joke. 8-year-old daughter. She went to the restroom at school, and a boy walked in there to watch her pee, and that she went to the front office and told them what happened, and they told her there's nothing they can do about it. Dad said, not on my watch. And this is what Dad said. This reminds me, the recording is shit, by the way, and I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about it. But this very much reminds me of when Brandon Michon was here. And Brandon Michon, the angry dad, a lot of you know him on YouTube, ran for office, and we became pretty good friends. But this, and I want you to listen to it, I'm sorry for the recording, but this is ridiculous. And we saw these videos in Virginia all the time, and we're seeing them even more. Here it is.
Welcome, Mr. Matthews.
Hey, all right. I see cowards. First off, quit smiling. Why are you smiling? All I see, the one girl that went to the bathroom and went to the office to try to have something done about it, they said they couldn't do it because of Title IX, correct? Well, there is something you can do. You can create policy that goes out to the girls that says they can use the staff bathroom. One person on this board with a conversation told me that they can't turn away the girls from the staff bathroom. So why aren't you doing anything? My daughter, right here, sweetheart, tell these people, do you want a little boy to watch you pee?
No.
No. Why?
Because it's inappropriate.
It's inappropriate. My 8-year-old daughter knows it's inappropriate, and yet y'all sit there silent. One of you told me that your personal views don't align with the views you show to the public. You're cowards. That is not how you do it. That should show every parent in this county that you are not fit to sit on this board. Every one of you. Tell me you didn't say that this is not your job, that it should be left up to the ethics committee. I've heard you say, it's not my job. When it came to the books being in these schools, it is your job to look over who's in charge of catching those books. All you do is smile. Rob, I don't have a problem with you, but this has got to stop because
I love this guy. $22.22. Joseph, thank you for donating. It keeps the show free. It keeps it going. Thank you for your help at thedumshow.com/donate. This is fantastic. And I don't mean to interrupt, but this is what a constituent should be. It should be a person who knows their council persons. Fuck that. Councilmen and councilwomen. Sorry. They should intimately know these people because it should be their neighbors. And they should be able to call them out directly without fear of repercussions, without fear of crossing the street or having the police arrest them or be labeled as a domestic terrorist, as thousands of parents were in Virginia when we questioned why pornographic books and fellatio from a 33-year-old gardener was performed on an 8-year-old boy. We're not okay with it. We're not okay when a transgender child goes in and rapes a little girl in a school district in the bathroom, and then that child is relocated to another school district and he does the same thing again. And then the father gets his ass kicked by the police when he makes a stink like this father did. Or when Brandon Michon gets pigeonholed because he goes after plastering and drywalling his basement and walks in with drywall all over him because he doesn't have the time to get dressed up and does the angry dad routine, which kicked off all of these type of videos. Brandon Michon did. That's a good friend of the show. This shit is not domestic terrorism. This is petitioning the government. This is protected speech. We have the right to assemble. We have the right to petition the government. And this is what it means when you're like, oh, well, what is petition the government? This is it.
I'll tell you, y'all come up here and talk about vaping and the dangers of vaping. If a little boy follows my daughter in that bathroom and touches her, you will have a new radar of dangers. This is ridiculous. You're opening up opportunity for problems to happen. You either create a new bathroom for those who are confused, or you send them to the staff bathroom. It's a very simple problem. We don't change policy for tens of thousands of people to accommodate. There is no problem what people do on their personal level. That is not my business, nor your business, nor anybody's business. That is their choice. But I tell you what, I want to prove that you're all hypocrites. Because each of you ladies, I want you to invite your husbands. And let's go to the bathroom. And I want them to watch me watch you use the bathroom. And let's see if they get mad. Let's prove to the public the hypocrites that sit on this board. Because I bet you'll get mad when I watch your wife. Your husband will get mad when I watch you. Your husband would feel the same as I would about my wife. Now stand up and do something. You're so scared of losing federal funding, it's ridiculous. Every single one of you is cowards. And we keep coming up here year after year with the same clique. There's one woman on this board that stands up for the people and the kids.
Thomas and Melody, both thank you so much for helping us almost reach our goal. We're very close, 174. We appreciate you guys helping out the show. Thank you.
That's a role model. Y'all should listen and pay attention. That's why she gets the votes. We won't put a single Laura Lindsay sign out and she'll get the votes. Kenny Workman is the exact example of a man whose feelings are hurt because the right questions were asked. There, I called him out.
Well, thank you.
Wow. Cojones of epic proportions. It's huge. It's huge, man. That's what it's going to take. That's what it's going to take. And all it takes is everybody. It can't be, that's the problem. It can't be the army of one. It's got to be the army of many. Bobby, again, thank you. Donated at the beginning of the show and then donated again. We love all of you. Thank you so much. I am going to go ahead and put up the scroll and thank the people again who have donated. It means the world to me. Here they are. This is all it takes. It takes good people saying, unfortunately, some mean things sometimes. But if enough of us do this, where this becomes a common occurrence, the overall sting and the overall pain that it causes will become anesthetized, and people will then realize that there's a problem. But if we just allow one of these fathers to do this every 6 months in one county, it's no good. We have to stand up together. We have to care about our neighbors. We have to fight for our neighbors. There is the Rudy effect. The Rudy effect is where everybody says, Rudy can have my number, coach. Let Rudy play, coach. Or in the show newsroom, where they all give Jeff Daniels a check. There comes a time when you have to be motivated and do unto others. We've lost that. We've lost that community, that communal relationship with our neighbors. It is so critical and important to who we are. There's no fucking way that I'm going to allow my little girl to be watched in any situation that's inappropriate. I have spent my entire last 14 years protecting my children to ensure that what happened to me will never happen to them, ever. And because I know what would take place. I know what would happen. If I allowed someone to harm my kids, I would be in jail for the rest of my life. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind. So I had to ensure that I never allowed it to happen to my kids. And obviously, because it's stupid to say, of course, you never want anything like that to happen to your kids, for the obvious reason that I don't want to destroy my kids. I'm not trying to be selfish. But my point is that those motives had other focuses as well. And one of them being is that I didn't want to go to jail for the rest of my life. And that's the truth. Well, Yenny was up and then she got down. So no more Yenny. Yeah, I would have to live stream from cell block D. There's no way I have vetted every neighbor. When somebody moves into our community, I do an extensive background check on them. I reach out to friends and family. Hi, Joel. I reach out to neighbors. I reach out to the police department. I find out where they came from, and I research that, and that's what I do, and that's who I am. Okay, what channel is it on, Loretta? Is it on Fox? I'm looking it up right now. How do you know? Where's it at? Somebody tell me. We ordered Yenny another one of these kitty things because she just going crazy over them. Where's it at? I can't pull it up unless I know. Here it is. Well, I see him on PPD. RSBN? What the fuck is RSBN? Darla? What's RSBN? Can I get that on Rumble? YouTube? Okay. Oh, you guys are killing me. Someone give me a link. I don't have Olivia here. You know how hard this is? All right, I'll see what I can do. Hold on. Oh, Right Side Broadcasting Network? Oh, okay. Is that what it is? Right Side Broadcasting Network. I had a feeling. Okay. Okay. I got it.
Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
I don't think we will. Liberty Mutual. I don't think we will. Allergies suck right now. My God. Really stupid bullshit network, Brian says. Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty accurate. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Millions of dollars.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy your dinner. We will resume.
Loose
this evening. Seats and we'll.
I don't see Trump talking. I don't see Trump talking. What you guys talking about? I will tell you this music sucks. I'll tell you that much. I don't see him talking. I'll put it on, but he's not talking right now. He's not there. Can somebody confirm? Can I get visual, please? Can I get human confirmation, visual confirmation? Is he done talking? Is that what it is? How long ago was he talking? I'm scrubbing it.
And particular
shine tonight.
79 also have been so generous across the street
From them.
and
So why are people telling me that he's speaking?
A couple weeks ago, but a lot.
Come on, y'all. I need accurate information. Okay, I believe he speaks at 9 o'clock. Is that Eastern Standard Time? I'll stay on. I'll be with you. I'll take you there. All right. We got a bunch of people up, so we'll do it together. That's fine. We got a whole bunch of people on. That's important. Okay. Ted Cruz is in a. Thank you very much, everybody. I know, I see it now. Thank you, Jane. Chris, I hope you're okay. If I lost my wife, I couldn't even imagine what I would be or how I would be. Dude, I can be an asshole. There's no doubt. It's a gift. I'm good at it. I've always been good at it. Arguing is what I'm good at, and I don't do it unless I'm right. So But once again, I don't care about any of that. I hope you're okay. I really do, brother. I really do. Ted Cruz is in just a fun match with Colin Allred. Can I explain something to you? Every effing year we hear, Texas is going to flip purple. No, it's not. Texas is not purple. Ted Cruz is probably not going to lose this, and I'll tell you why. The only reason he almost lost to Beto O'Rourke is because MAGA was pissed at him for not endorsing Trump full-throated in 2016. Hi, who's outside the door? Okay, bye. So he's got like a 5-point on this guy. I don't expect him to do very well. Texas does not like gun grabbers. They don't like people who want unfettered abortion. They don't like people who think chicks have dicks, okay? Not a big fan of Colin Allred. He's just Beto O'Rourke, who's a little darker. That's it. And doesn't have a drunk driving test. Yeah, I read it, but whatever. Listen to this. Ted Cruz just shellacks this guy. I mean, listen, the guy was a debate captain. The guy is a lawyer. He's a constitutional lawyer. Ted Cruz is a lot of things. He's kind of Magoo. But you're going to walk into a buzzsaw if you don't know what you're talking about and you don't have facts on your side, because he's going to eat you up. He's just going to eat you up. And this is what he does. So here it is.
He said not a word about his own record. I have to admit, the beginning of it reminded me of Kamala Harris in her debates answering everything. Look, I was born in the middle class. It's some lines that sound nice that ignore his record. Let's just talk about his voting record. Again, you can go to allredfacts.com. You can see the actual votes. 4 times he has come out for men playing in women's sports, for boys playing in girls' sports. He is a co-sponsor, and he voted for a law called the Equality Act. The Equality Act mandated that boys be able to go in girls' bathrooms, in their locker rooms, in their changing rooms. He voted for it. That is his record. Number 2, there was a bill. It was a very simple bill. It was narrowly defined. It was protecting.
The only reason for Colin to say, oh, no, I didn't do that, is because he doesn't know what he voted for. He didn't read the bill. And that's the problem with these pricks, is that there is no reason not to read a bill for Congress. I'll tell you why. Because not only can you get a physical copy, you get a digital copy of the bill. And even if you are as dumb as dog shit, you can now put that in the chat GPT, 30,000 pages, and say, just give me the bullet points on what this is. Even if you are a complete dunderhead, you can at least do that. So for all these politicians like, I don't have time to read. Really? Maybe if you would stop fundraising, maybe if you would stop taking money from political action committees, maybe if you would stop doing underhand deals, maybe if you would stop being a prostitute for hire and selling your constituents out, you might have some time to actually research the shit you're signing. But the only reason for Colin to sit here and say, oh, I don't know, is because he doesn't know.
Women and girls sports. He voted no. The only issue on that bill was whether biological boys should compete against our daughters. That's not fair. Congressman Allred was an NFL linebacker. It is not fair for a man to compete against women. The 3rd time he signed on to something called the Transgender Bill of Rights. Transgender Bill of Rights explicitly, and he co-sponsored it, mandated that boys compete against girls' sports.
What the hell is Transgender Bill of Rights? Is this really what it's come to? The Bill of Rights doesn't mention anything about race, color, creed, sexual disposition, religious beliefs. It doesn't work that way. If you are an American citizen and you step foot on American soil, you have the immediate God-given and natural right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Those are guaranteed to every person who even steps foot on this soil. The only time you take that away is with due process. And that due process could be militarily, civilly, criminally, however you want to say it. But the courts of the land, whatever that may be, will be the determinant if you lose life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Bill of Rights are for American citizens. American citizens. They are extended as a courtesy to non-Americans. Now, if you arrest an illegal immigrant, do you have to read them their rights? You most certainly do. 100%. Well, Matt, they're not an American citizen. It doesn't matter. They're on American soil. And the moment that they step foot on American soil, whether they're illegal or not, or they've committed a crime, or they want to destroy the United States, that matters not. They have the right to life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. So don't give me this bullshit because you have a dick and think you're a chick that you need a special Bill of Rights. No. You don't want a Bill of Rights. You want special rights. Special rights. Just like the third and fourth wave of feminism wanted special rights. Just like LGBTQ wanted special rights. Now, hate crime law, do I think there should be a more severe punishment for killing a gay person than a straight person? No. It should be the same punishment. Should you have a severe punishment for killing a cop versus killing a citizen? No. Same punishment. That's the way it should be. You don't need special rights. Every single right that you possess is already written, and it doesn't matter whether you think you're a chick with a dick or not. You do not deserve special rights. You are not special. You are an individual. Your individual rights are guaranteed unless criminally, civilly, or militarily taken away through due process. Period. Yeah, but it's hard for transgenders. It's hard for everybody. Yes, but we have a drug problem. Then stop taking drugs. We're sexually molested. Yes, that sucks. That's horrible. We're with you. So was I. And I don't think I have a freaking vagina when I have a dick. Yeah, but I identify. I don't care. That's a personal choice. I was born this way. No, you weren't. Are you a hermaphrodite? Can you show me that physically there is a chemical or a biological reason that you believe you're a female? Because there are scientific and medical reasons to explain that, but that is in a fraction, a scintilla of the population. Most people who are transgender just want to be. And if you talk to a gay or lesbian person, and I've talked to thousands because I have literally been the boss of thousands of homosexual people and lesbian people. And you know what? Bisexual people. And we get along famously. And we love each other with no equivocation. And two of the best parents I've ever met in my life are a lesbian couple, and they are incredible. They have surrogates who help out people who are male figures in their life, who spend a day or two a week with them. I will 100% defend the LGBTQ community with my life, but what I will not do is sit here and pretend that you are born this way only. Allergies suck. I'm not going to sit here and do that because if you talk to a gay or lesbian person and have a real conversation with them, a real conversation, and say, were you born this way? They'll tell you this, I always felt different. I always felt like I was different from everybody else, or I wanted to play with girls versus boys, and then the first time I kissed a boy, it didn't feel right. Or I had a nocturnal emission in the middle of the night, had a dream, and it was with a woman, and I liked it. So then, then at 16, I kissed the first girl, and I liked it. And then when I was in college, I slept with a girl, and then I'm a lesbian. Okay. So it's what? It's probably a little bit of both. That is the most consistent answer that I get from the LGBTQ community when I ask. And that is lesbian, gay, and bisexual, not queer, transgender. When I ask transgender, I was born this way. 100%. I was born this way. I'm transgender. I knew I wanted to be a boy my entire life. And I'm just like, come on. And can I say that the gay and lesbian community, they're not really big fans of the transgender community. I'm just letting you know. They feel they got there and didn't earn it. They didn't do the work. There is a very real frustration from most gay and lesbian and bisexual people with what's going on with kids, with what's going on with the rainbow flag in the classroom, with adding all these plus T, QIA, RSPTC, SP2 spirit bullshit to it. The gay and lesbian community are kind of like, hey guys, this was our thing. We've been fighting for this since the 70s. We went through AIDS. We went through Matt Shepard. We were curb stomped. We were fired. We were subjected to hate. What the fuck are you guys doing? We have to go ahead and stop creating special rights, because once everybody has special rights, there are no rights. Nothing special about them. It simply puts everyone on planes of status quo and then elevates the status quo for other people to be disenfranchised and for other people to be devalued. That's what happens. When you say that you're more special than this person because you have a dick and think you're a chick, all you're doing is devaluing other people's life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, their rights, their individual rights. That is the problem. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and say that I think the rainbow flag. Could I go ahead and create a flag that was white with a giant dick on it? Okay, then you don't need a rainbow flag to celebrate your sexuality. I agree with you. Jeffrey, you and I agree. I think everything that a flag that we need right now in every single home across America is right behind me. Every single house in America should have a U.S. flag there. And the reason why is because it represents everybody. It is not based on one race, color, and creed. And we've made accommodations with the Star-Spangled Banner. Thank you very much. We've removed the things that talked about slavery because we progressed. And if you truly believe that every idea that has been created, that has been racist, effectively impregnates that concept into every single person in the world who shares that color of their skin, then racism will never die. And we might as well embrace it. I don't believe that. Do I believe that there will be racism in the world forever? Yes. Because you cannot legislate people's thoughts. You cannot legislate love. You cannot legislate innovation and ideas. You just can't. And you will never be able to legislate someone from being an asshole. Okay? It's never going to happen. So can we stop trying to end racism? How about we just fucking stop talking about it so kids who hear about it no longer consider it an option to be? It's just simply not talked about. And when you see it demonstrated, it is a one-off that you handle and address. But if you sit here and teach it, and then somebody has a confrontation with a white person or a black person or a brown person, they go, that's why. See, I know why people are racist, because that person's an N-word, or that person's a kike, or that person's a whatever, Mulan, or this person's a cracker. When you constantly talk about it and you constantly browbeat people that racism is inescapable and we're going to be here forever and the whole world is just racist, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, for God's sakes. Folks, we're coming up to it. Donald Trump's going to talk in 16 minutes. TheDumbShow.com/donate. We're going to go into some extra hours, and hopefully he'll be on. Let's go ahead and watch the rest of this.
And just 2 weeks ago, Congressman Allred joined 100 radical Democrats in demanding that our military allow drag shows on military bases, pay for soldiers to have sex changes using taxpayer money, and pay for children to be sterilized and have sex changes on military bases. Again, that's extreme. That's not Texas,
Senator,
but that is his voting
Senator,
record.
that's your time.
Yeah.
Congress.
Whatever. Texas isn't going to go blue. He might unseat him. I doubt it. Okay. Listen. Auto Workers of America. I've been a working class person since I've been 12 years old. Okay? 12. I've worked at a country club driving golf carts and changing batteries and carrying bags. I washed schooners, 20-ounce schooners from the Schooners Bar in Ventura, California. I worked at Jack in the Box. I've worked for Game Crazy. I've worked for Hollywood Video. I've worked for the United States Navy. I have worked for 3-letter agencies in my past. I've worked for Circuit City and Best Buy. I've worked for Ultimate Electronics, Apple, NBC, Comcast, Limited Brands, Flags of Valor. I have worked my entire life. And I want to let you know, with all due respect to auto workers, every single one of you, what you do is a thankless job. Okay? It's thankless. And I respect the work you do. But give it a fucking break. A monkey could do it. Okay? I'm sorry. Working on a factory line assembly crew might be hard work, but it doesn't take a rocket surgeon. Okay? Please. Stop it. Donald Trump was not saying that you guys are lazy. He wasn't saying you're stupid. He wasn't saying that your job isn't hard. You need to listen to something in context before you fly off the fucking handle. Let's listen to this and then we can show the fact check.
Hey. Hi, my name is Donya Ferdinandson with UAW Local 14 of Toledo, Ohio.
Are you a guy or a girl? Your name's Donya. You sound like a chick. You don't have an Adam's apple. Are you transgender? What the fuck?
I am an 18-year UAW member in good standing. I'm making this video in response to Trump's statement that auto workers just assemble parts out of a box.
You do. That's what you do. You essentially are a giant model maker. That's what you do. And although the mass has changed and the amount of energy expunged or the amount of energy that is exudes, the amount of energy you exude, I knew I would get it, is significant compared to model making. The effort that it takes to be consistent, the danger that's involved outside of model making, but you're a giant model maker. I'm sorry. That's it. Let's put it in a nutshell. It's like flipping hamburgers with a lot more weight, a lot more energy, and a lot more danger. That's what it is. And you already have a union and you're making, what, $60 an hour, $46 an hour, time and a half, double overtime? Come on.
I challenge you, Trump, to one full 12-hour day in any auto assembly plant. I want to see you assemble parts out of a box.
Why would he? He's a billionaire. Why would he have to? He doesn't have to do that shit. But if you think that he hasn't seen concrete slabs be poured, if you haven't seen someone go ahead and do entire drywall in their buildings, do you know what his father did? Do you know that he was military cadet? You know he did that? You know he was a captain in military cadets? Do you understand that his father actually had him learn about building and work with crews so he could value the almighty dollar and what it takes and a hard day's work? Do you really think Donald Trump is lazy? Does he strike you as a person who's literally up 18 hours a day, traveling all over the country, tweeting and pissing off liberals takes a lot of energy? Do you think that he's lazy?
For 12 hours. Until you accept and complete this challenge, until you actually work a manual labor job, you keep the name of the UAW.
Oh my God. Don't even say out of my mouth. I am so fucking sick. Will Smith, fuck you. I had to listen to DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and some summertime and parents just don't understand and that bullshit white bread rap from a black guy. Okay, I had to watch Independence Day. Stupid fucking movie. Entertaining, but completely stupid. The fact that an operating system is going to be able to interface with an alien computer. Give me a fucking break. Dumbest movie ever, but still entertaining. The fact that I had to tolerate, now I got to listen to this shit because Jada Pinkett Smith is bald as fuck and you can't take a joke and slap Chris Rock. I got to hear everyone say, you keep that name out of your mouth. Oh my God, I'm so fucking sick of it.
You out of your mouth.
Oh my God, fucking
y'all. Hi, my name is Dawn.
What an idiot. You keep that name out of your mouth. So stupid. It's just a trend, man. It's just like people when they go, tell me you're an asshole without telling me you're an asshole. Oh, so good. So good. What a comeback. God, that hurt. You know what? It didn't hurt the 999 other times I've heard it from some twat waffle. The 1000th time, that really hurt. It hurt so bad. You keep that name right out of your mouth. It's like Olivia's favorite thing she plays. You shut your mouth when you're talking to me. Oh, God, I can't stand people. Here's the real thing.
You know what they really are? Assembly in the United States. And they have a little bit.
So this is the clip that they cut. Then I'm going to show you the full one.
But you know what they really are? Assembly, like in South Carolina. But they build everything in Germany, and then they assemble it here. They get away with murder because they say, oh, yes, we're building cars. They don't build cars. They take them out of a box and they assemble them. We could have our child do it.
Can we come back?
But you saw the United States. And they.
All right. So let's watch this in context, shall we?
They don't want anything.
Okay, come on.
They don't want anything from us. We have deficits that are crazy. And we're not going to have them anymore. We're going to put tariffs on them, and they're going to do, and you know what they can do? The Mercedes-Benz will start building in the United States. And they have a little bit. But you know what they really are? Assembly, like in South Carolina. But they build everything in Germany, and then they assemble it here. They get away with murder because they say, oh, yes, we're building cars. They don't build cars. They take them out of a box and they assemble them. We could have our child do it.
Can we come back?
Well, that sure backfired. But once again, the media is going to run with it because just like good people on both sides, just like Russian collusion, just all the bullshit that they say, this is what they do. They take edited clips like one of Ron Silva. Ron Silva made a comment. And he was a brilliant conservative. See if I can find this. I'm going to have to find it. But anyway, it's really, Ron Silva's driving in a Corvette. He's driving down the road. He's got a camera on him. And they're talking about Fahrenheit 9/11 and Bowling for Columbine, Michael Moore's movies were completely taken out of context and bullshit. And Ron Silva is, he was in Time Cop. He was also the political campaign manager in West Wing. He's a great actor, just a great actor. And he played just a great cocky guy. Anyway, he was saying about, he's like, Michael Moore is deceptive. He cuts things and he clips things and then puts them out of context together to deceive you. And this is what the media does with George Bush. And they've made George Bush look like a blooming idiot. And he's not. George Bush is actually a fairly intelligent guy. But every time you hear him, he looks like an idiot or he's saying something stupid because that's what the media does. And they used to not be able to do that. And there was a thing called credibility. And now they do it to Donald Trump. They did it to Mitt Romney. They did it to Bob Dole. They did it to John McCain. They do it to everybody. But what he said was, listen, Michael Moore is effective at this. And he makes a great movie because it's complete crap, but it's cut and edited where it makes it look absolutely amazing. And his comment was, I could make Michael Moore look like a anorexic, ultra-conservative white nationalist with the right footage. And it was a really valid point, is because Michael Moore has said things where he said wonderful things about Trump. But he always uses it as a warning, right? But he'll be like, I know why Trump supporters love him. And I can see how appealing he can be and blah, 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 blah. But then he usually right after goes, but he's a Nazi, you know? But you could just take out the but he's a Nazi and it makes it sound like there's good people on both sides, Charlottesville bullshit, where you cut 30 seconds before it and 30 seconds after it. Oh shit, I'm going to lose you guys. Do I still got you? I'm going to lose you. Hold on. Come on, internet buffer. Do I got you again? Come on, baby. You guys give me a heads up. Did I break off? My internet just started flashing. I looked over at my modem and it was flashing like crazy. Okay, I got you still. Whew. Buffer. Thank God. So Ecamm has a buffer in it and it will delay the broadcast like 20 seconds. Here, see everybody's coming in. See, look at my screen. All the texts are coming in. You guys lost me. I almost lost the feed. Almost lost the feed. Okay. So anyway, sorry, but my modem's right here, and I can see it, and I want to be able to see it, and it's got lights, and it tells me when something's wrong. So I lost feed for like 30 seconds, and luckily we have a 20-second buffer with this software. So in case something like that happens, it doesn't disconnect. So saved by the bell. Anyway, that's my point, is that you can go ahead and manipulate footage anytime you want. But the problem is, and I'm not trying to bring up Chris again, but Chris will see things out of context, right? Chris might see something and go, hey, this is 100%, I'm sure I've seen this video. Allergies are killing me. But when you play it in its entirety, it is a completely different thing. And if you don't discipline yourself to be an inquisitive person and be curious, you're going to make mistakes. Here's an example. I talked about this last night when I was talking about the fourth assassination attempt on Trump. Oh, God, my nose. Oh. I just hit the tip of my nose. I wasn't like, it's not gross because I hit the tip of my nose. My tip of my nose itches. When I was talking about the third force shooter, Tina and other people were like, hey, this guy says he's innocent. He didn't get hit for passports. He wasn't there to hurt Trump. Okay, so I immediately stopped and started researching it. And we'll probably talk about it tomorrow. That was it. If you're not curious and you don't research and you don't look up things, you're going to be wrong. And even if you get the information at the time and you're like, oh, well, I can confirm this, but then the information changes and you don't take the responsibility to go ahead and do that, you're going to make a mistake. Chris says, I'm flattered that I can be a big part of your show. It wasn't a big part, dude. And honestly, you didn't call. If you would have called in, I'd be happy to. But, you know, you didn't, so you don't. That's it. And I think it's Tuner, I'm going to do, if you come on my show and you talk, I'm still going to talk. Sorry. I'm going to use examples until the cows come home because it's part of the show. And if I can make a correlation and say somebody says something that, and I just used myself, who cares? It proves a point. And the point is that if you aren't responsible with the information that you present and you have not done the due diligence to ensure that it's still correct or that it was never correct or revisit it, then you're responsible for doing something that is an epidemic in this country is basically talking out of your ass. And that is not what I'm saying Chris is doing. That's what I'm saying that specifically Dan Silva was talking about when it came to the media and politicians manipulating footage, because ultimately it makes people look stupid. And they find something that they want to hold on to, and they use it almost as like a crib key to expose an idea that they are 100% correct about somebody, and it can never change. Tulsi Gabbard's a great example about this. Tulsi Gabbard's voting record is one of the worst ever from any Democrat. She was second to Kamala Harris as the most progressive socialist Democrat in Congress. And because Tucker Carlson says she's okay, and she starts says, hey, I'm not going to be a Democrat anymore, everyone goes, oh, okay, she's perfect. And I'm like, you have a history of some of the most extreme values. Has anyone asked her the question, have you changed your position on certain things, like taking guns, like extended long-term abortion, like defunding the military, like cashless bail, like raising the minimum wage? Yeah. Those things need to be discussed before we sit here and say, well, here's the keys. I mean, some people are like, Tulsi Gabbard for vice president. I'm like, wait, what? Slow down. Let's just calm down a little bit. We got a lot to focus on before we sit here and say Tulsi Gabbard for vice president. I mean, if you believe Tulsi Gabbard for vice president, do you believe Kamala Harris is now a centrist? Of course you don't. Why? Because you're hesitant. Tuner, I'm not dragging anybody. I'm not dragging a person at all. But I appreciate it. Thank you for your opinion. I think I've been more than amicable. So I don't need you to tell me how to run my show. Sorry. If you disagree, I'm sorry. But that's not the way this works. I'm not dragging anybody. Me mentioning somebody's name and use an example so it can be a learning moment, that's not dragging people. And I think I've been more than amicable and very understanding and allowed that conversation to end in the best way that I know how. And someone has continued to snipe. So I disagree with you vehemently. If you have a problem with it, call 804-212-2208. See if Trump is talking yet. And it was on RSBN, is that correct? It's not on Waters. Let's see.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling a little silly.
All right, looks like Fox is picking it up on YouTube. Darla says she just got polled. What did you get polled on? Tuner, you're a huge part of this show. Your opinion is important. I'm just telling you I disagree. I disagree. I'm going to make comments about the show, and there's no stay of execution. The stay of execution is in regards to getting in a combative conversation about military tribunals and stuff like that, because that's not going to happen again. Wishes and well-being was presented. It's still presented, but I can still go ahead and say, if this information is relevant to our conversation, I'm going to bring it up. You see what I'm saying? Okay, good. Let me know if I'm crazy, because I respect you. You know that, Tuner. Wholeheartedly. So I thought you said he was going at 9. So is he not going at 9 because it's 9 o'clock? Did he already go? You guys are killing me. Somebody let me know. Doing good, Rhiannon. Really good. Everything's good. Good show, I think. But I'm a little confused at this whole Trump thing and when he's supposed to start. I don't know, y'all. I'm right now, there's nothing going on in this dinner. They're literally sitting there. Here, I'll show you the video. And I got no problem staying on. You're watching it. But Thomas, is Donald Trump speaking? Melanie, here we go again. No, you didn't read my... I get a lot. Olivia's not here. Tell me, Melanie, now. Tell me. Tell me now. He's already been on. Thomas, I can't. Oh, will be on Hannity. Okay. I'm going to Fox, and somebody educate me if I'm wrong. Not speaking yet, but will be on Hannity. Okay. So I'm going to go to Fubo. And we'll watch it there. There. See? Simple. I don't know if I can bring myself to watch Hannity, though.
After the disastrous interview with Brett Baer last night, as Kamala performs poorly in the polls.
All right, so we got Brett Baer. Sent to you, Matt. Thank you. It's 9 p.m. Do you know where your children are? This may be a recorded thing sent to you, Matt. Yeah, I think it was. All right. Let's see if we can get a couple of other things in. Hold on. Got a couple messages. Oh, a buddy of mine reached out to me about that bill that I was telling you about, that executive order. All right. Thinking networks are processing the phone-in video with camel toe and putting the response at the same time. Kamala won't be there, but by video, that is true. He just burned Hillary. Thomas.
These polls are interesting.
I'm live. My time's synced up. Frederick says, how can he talk if he's eating? It's not polite to talk with your mouth full. Well, we're waiting. Let's see if I have anything else while we're waiting. Hold on. Let's see. I know we've got more. I'm just trying to find out what we want to talk about. Oh, this is a good one. Yeah, I wanted to show this one for sure. This is a conversation that took place. Oh, this is so good. This was on CNN.
Where is the rest of the economic?
And you got Leary. So you got a billionaire Shark Tank guy. And then you've got a Republican. I don't remember where he's from. Oh, my God. Tuner, I disagree with you. That's it. If you come on my show and you expose yourself, I am going to continue to use that as an example as I deem necessary, because there is no harm. There is a point, an example that I can make. You shouldn't have come on the show. You shouldn't have said the things you said if you don't want them brought up. So the forgiveness, there's nothing to forgive. I understand what you're saying. Let me ask you a question. Did you feel this way with the Groypers? Did you feel this way when people came in and called us Nazis? Did you feel this way when people came in and said racist epitaphs, or people said shit about Jews? Dude, Tuner, I understand what you're saying, but you didn't take umbrage with anything else. You only took umbrage when person who is not to be named, what is this, Voldemort, said that they had lost somebody that they care about. Once again, that's why the conversation ceased to exist. But to assume that I'm not going to say anything that precluded that doesn't hurt somebody. Those beliefs are still held. Those comments are still here. They're in the ether. It's on a recorded show. Now, if I was to go ahead and drag and use that unfortunate and horrible event to my benefit to embarrass person we can't talk about, well, that's a completely different conversation. But to say that I vehemently disagree with everything he had to say, I still do. And because he went through a tragic event doesn't change that. He hasn't been dragged. He came on my show. and asked me a question and I answered it and did not like my answer and then started to belittle and ridicule me, and I fucking slapped him across the face. That's not going to change. And I have ceased that conversation and shut it down and showed nothing but respect. So I disagree. Okay? Are we good now, man? We cool? I'm not saying you have to agree with me. I'm just saying that is my disposition and it will not change. And I'm acquiesced to your request. I respect what you're saying, but no. I may bring that name up again. And at the end of the show, if I say, hey, Chris, I wish you the very best. I'm going to say a prayer for your my family and I are going to say a prayer for you. Is that okay? Well, then it's not me saying the name. It's me saying things that you feel uncomfortable now because he went through a tumultuous event, a horrible event, something that absolutely deserves to be recognized and respected, which it has been. But he's still here. And he's engaged in conversation. And if I can reflect back on a conversation and say, he may not have all of his information. It's an example. I don't have all the information he has. And I even exposed myself and said, hey, last night I was talking about this 4th assassination attempt, and it wasn't an assassination attempt according to the guy and the charges that were brought against him. So that's okay. See, he still wants to combat. And I now it makes me question. Now it makes me question his authenticity. Because I think that anyone who truly was experiencing that type of devastation and remorse and pain wouldn't use it as an excuse when it's happened how long ago? I think because there's still combative nature. There's still that digging. And I've read all the comments. If you would like, I can go through all of them and link them for you, that I question the validity of his sincerity. I do. I really fucking do now. So Tuner, I don't know if you want to die on this hill, man. I don't know if this is the one. He wasn't dragged. Yeah, Tuner, I think you're way off fucking base, dude. You know what? And that's cool. But I didn't drag him. We were in a conversation that he was espousing things that are completely fucking lies and blatant lies. Now I'm getting pissed. We're not discussing now. Now, notification, you're pissing me off. Because I think you're misrepresenting me. To drag someone is to purposely try to harm someone. Fuck that. That never took place. I disagreed vehemently. I made my points, and he started attacking me personally. He labeled me Mr. Donut, whatever the fuck that means, and started questioning me and my integrity. So I bitch slapped him right back. I disagree with you 120%. I don't think I've ever disagreed with somebody on this show more than I disagree with you right now. Sorry. Disagree.
Because he does not want to negotiate. Also, the question I asked
all right, Trump's going to talk. So, Tuner, we can do this in person. You should call the show. You should call the show. Because I want to go through some receipts. That's
when Republicans and Democrats who used to be Republican and Republicans who used to be Democrats and independents and whatever Michael Bloomberg is now, we can. There he is. He's up there. I love how the front row doesn't even look at me. Do you know what I mean?
I'm sitting here. I couldn't see Trump, and now I can see him. These giant flowers.
This is exciting. This is very exciting, right? We are 19 days until the election and likely a civil war. And I'm nervous. You know what I mean? It's like, this is my first Civil War, guys. I don't own a musket. Have we decided who's wearing blue and who's wearing gray? Because I look better in blue because of my eyes, But, of course, let's acknowledge our host for the evening, the Archbishop of New York, Timothy Michael Cardinal Dolan. Timothy Michael Cardinal Dolan. I tell you, as the father of 5, saying that name feels like I'm trying to get my kids to come to dinner.
Yeah, well, good luck finding a comedian who is not anti-Trump. Can you think of one offhand? Bill Burr is anti-Trump. Yeah, dude, it's not like my email address is that hard to find. It's not like you can't go to thedumshow.com. I'm an easy person to contact.
And I hope our son Cardinal doesn't the lesser of 2 evils. And so, 2-part question. 1, do you agree?
How much is that dinner a plate? I'm going to say $500 to $1,500. Let's find out. That's a really good question.
This, of course, is a Catholic event honoring Governor Al Smith, who in 1928 was the first Catholic to run on a major party. To put that in perspective, in 1928, Chuck Schumer was a first-term senator. Thanks for sitting here, Chuck. Of course, Joe Biden was our second Catholic president, right? After JFK, President Biden couldn't be here tonight. The DNC made sure of that.
That's pretty good. That's pretty fun.
I guess I'm the only one that reads history. But this is a Catholic event. I'm Catholic. Any Catholics here? Yeah. They're yelling because it's hard to clap when you're holding a cocktail. Right? If I could, I'd like to talk about my faith for a moment. Personally, I am Catholic because I truly believe.
Dude, fuck these people. The cost of a plate at the Al Smith dinner can vary, but is typically quite expensive, often ranging from $3,000 to $15,000 or more per person. The event serves as a major fundraiser for Catholic charities, and high-profile guests, including political figures, contribute significantly to the cause through these ticket prices. Holy shit, that's expensive.
That's what my wife wants. In a way, she is my higher power and definitely a punishing God.
I thought it was, I thought it was, you get here $500 plate, $1,500 plate dinners, but $15,000? That better be a good frickin' dinner.
But I am Catholic today because of my wife, and she didn't pressure me. She just said,
no. The event is usually a bipartisan event, and the comics come in and just insult equally. He's not a Trumper.
We're not. That's a lot.
Roseanne Barr is okay. It's one person. Do you really expect Roseanne Barr to host this? Listen, she's on the Wimkin Network. I have nothing bad to say about Roseanne Barr, but I don't think that she is a comedian that they would ever put up there, especially Catholics, right? I don't know. Maybe they are. Maybe she is. I don't know. I think she's funny as hell. That's one. Terrence Williams, that's 2.
I didn't want them to feel out of place. Besides, I don't know when our anniversary is. This event has been referred to.
Yeah, Chris, I'm just no longer going to engage with you, dude, because I'm not the one that said that it happened almost a year ago. Isn't that what you said? So, dude, you know what? Just do me a favor, and if you want to be the victim and I have to treat you with kid gloves, then shut the fuck up. That's the best way to. If you don't want me to talk to you, then don't talk. That's the easiest way. Otherwise, you're fair game.
Referred to as the Catholic Met Gala.
God, it's so fucking annoying.
You know what I think it is? I think she doesn't like me. Chuck, do I have bad breath? You know, but I love New York City. I believe that this city is the greatest city on earth. I do believe that. I have lived here for 35 years. I'm raising my children here, which is not for everyone. Sometimes a friend from home will ask, like, why are you raising your children in New York City? And I always say the same thing, because I don't want them to end up like you. We've raised all 5 of our children in downtown Manhattan, and I can honestly tell you, it was a mistake.
Elizabeth Hall says, Catholics tend to spend money beyond realistic means, especially those who want the most prestigious experience from my experience.
Not smell pot. You know? And don't get me wrong, I love driving an hour and a half to Randall's Island to watch my son play soccer for 20 minutes. Of course, New York City is where Donald Trump was raised, right? And he turned out great. Yet New York is a state that Donald Trump statistically has little chance to win. You know? Who says you can't go home again? Apparently 20 million people. You know, we should not, but you know, let's not let this dais of dignitaries dress like, you know, background actors on Downton Abbey distract from the significant achievement we've made tonight.
It's, I think his name is Gaff again, Loretta. I'm not sure. Honestly, he's killing me. I wish Trump would talk.
Have a positive impact.
Like, some things are funny, but come on.
After we pressure Mike Bloomberg to give more money, we will break $10 million. $10 million. Everyone look at Michael Bloomberg and tell him he should give more money. $10 million is pretty impressive. You know what I mean? I mean, granted, it could get you a studio apartment in Manhattan, which seems, you know, expensive, especially considering you can get a mayor for 2 business class flights.
Oh, shit.
Did I break I didn't think we had borders anymore.
He crushed Eric Adams. Holy shit. That's great.
All right, let's go positive here. Can we have a round of applause for First Lady Melania Trump?
Yeah, Melanie, I'm with you, but I'm in the minority.
#1 book in America. Yeah. And you know, by the way, Jesus taught us to forgive 7 times, not 7 times, but 70 times 7. And Melania, you may be the first person to actually reach that. What's that? Oh, well, she surpassed it. Congratulations. You know, looking at this impressive dais of attendees up here, I never know how to address you people. Do you prefer, you know, global elite or coastal elite? You know, I mean, I know we live in sensitive times, and I don't want to.
I think, I'll be honest with you, Tuner. I think it's completely disrespectful for you to malign me with the 7 deadly sins. To describe me as the wrath. I thought you had a better opinion of me, dude. That sucks. That's pretty shitty. But hey, man, you find out who your friends are. Just saying.
You know, this dais. Actually, let's be honest. This entire room is filled with some of the most powerful people in New York City, and Brian Kilmeade. Remember Brian? I told you. Brian and I started doing stand-up together, so we're friends. Hopefully. You know. Because this room is, I'm sure he'll call you the Wrath later, maybe.
Find out.
Have a sense of humor about this because this room is undeniably impressive. It really is. The prestige, the wealth, the allegations. I mean, wow. And don't feel bad if you don't have any allegations yet, okay?
Give it time.
Which reminds me, Letitia James is here. She had a great year. She's just back there watching all of you. She is watching. By the way, can I point out that this is a very nimble thing that I'm trying to do, right? Because if I am too critical of Vice President Harris, I will, I will lose friendships and mess up my career. And if I am too critical of President Trump, I will lose friendships and improve my career.
It's pretty funny.
You know what I mean? We have an amazing, by the way, RFK Jr. is here. Welcome, sir. RFK Jr. He, of course, is going to make America, he's part of the MAGA Make America Healthy Again, right?
Where's RFK?
I don't know if he's seen what Donald Trump eats, but Donald Trump eats like, well, me and the Cardinal, okay? And anyway, now the prompter guy. I went off book a little bit here. So anyway, I'd like to also welcome Mayor Adams, brought to you by Turkish Airlines. I was told to say that. It's a sponsorship deal, people. We have a lot of formers.
He's pretty good. Yeah,
tonight,
no, he's good.
right?
I still want to hear Trump.
Former mayors, former governors,
Want to go
former
enjoy the night off.
journalists. Is there any other kind, really? Now, I understand some people may have an issue with a journalist appearing on a dais, hobnobbing with the rich and powerful. It would appear like a clear conflict of interest, and that's because it absolutely is. Look, the days of Walter Cronkite are gone. Most journalists have their own TikTok. The President Trump regularly appears on a show called Fox and Friends. That's not a mistake. He's their best friend. Former Mayor Bloomberg is here.
Drunk as shit. Look how red-faced he is.
Mayor Bloomberg, you're going to close that deal on bringing us to 10 million? Can you just... Not an agreement, sir. Okay. Now, by the way, there are rumors that Mayor Bloomberg is planning to run for mayor.
So I guess I don't get to address it when somebody will keep going, but I'm going to. Well, I told you to message me and I will tell you her name. I never questioned her name. I never questioned that it was real. I question your intent. I question you using it to use as sympathy to get out of a conversation that was taking place that you were not doing well in. You started resulting to insults. You started spinning your wheels. You didn't mention anything, one scintilla of fact or evidence. It was just, hey, trust me, bro. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that you didn't lose someone you love. That's ridiculous. What I'm saying is that you keep fucking going and you used it as an always like, woe is me. And I understand that that's certainly it, but you're continuing to snipe and you're continuing to poke. So I have to question your sincerity, whether this is really the reason that you're being this way, or if you're just using it to continue to be a dick. And that's it. You can message me all you want, and that's nice. But you also remember that I stopped that conversation and said, I only care about your well-being and care about how you are, and I'm willing to talk to you, and let's stop talking about this, and you needed time to grieve. And then you came out and said that it was a year ago, and I'm like, well, that's kind of weird. I understand it's been a long time, but you know, I'm sure you've learned to cope, even though it's still hard. Why would that come up in a conversation to literally end the conversation as I'm hurting right now, I'm having a really hard time, but then continue to snipe? That's what I'm questioning. And anyone who can see clearly probably feels the exact same way who's been here since the beginning. That's what I question. So stop fucking making me seem like a bad guy, dude. Okay? You came in here and you wanted to fucking do this. I did it, and now you're crying like a little bitch. Okay? So that's the fucking truth. So I've had about enough of you. That's the truth.
Election.
And anybody who's been here for more than 5 minutes knows
the
that.
Cardinal wrote that joke. There is one group that baffles me, and I think it baffles most everyone in this country, and I'm talking about the undecided voter. Are you kidding me? I mean, are you kidding me? You don't know who you're voting for? You don't see a difference.
So just while we're waiting for Trump. So let me get this straight, Chris. You can say anything you want, and you can degrade me and insult me. And the moment that I go ahead and make a generalized statement that you haven't had pussy since pussy had you, just fucking military banter between two guys, you completely fucking melt down and ride this and just beat this to death. And you're still fucking going. Dude, listen, I have to sincerely question people who already are mentally unstable, who believe that Joe Biden is a lizard. I cannot fix your fucking problem. Your problem is a mental issue, and I'm not your psychiatrist. I'm not your bartender. So seek solace elsewhere. I'm sure somebody who you will pay good money can solve your problems. I'm not one of them, dude. Holy fuck.
Is that a Trump quote or a Harris quote?
Holy
First
shit.
presentation tonight will be by Vice President Kamala Harris, okay? You have to admit, the Democrats have done an amazing job rebranding Vice President Harris, right? The term joyful warrior was used so many times at the Democratic convention. I felt like I was at a yoga retreat. Let's start off in a joyful warrior pose and then go straight into downward facing Doug Emhoff. Good. Now laugh uncontrollably. Remember to breathe. Vice President Harris's trajectory has been astounding. In just the course of a couple months, she went from mediocre vice president to everyone's Kamala.
Everything you espoused is Q. Everything. Every single statement that you did is all subreddit and IIRC. Everything. You don't get to pick and choose the bullshit they spread. Either you believe that Joe Biden's a lizard or he's a clone. That's what you believe. You believe Donald Trump is still the president of the United States, and the military executed a coup and arrested and put to death in military tribunals Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Chuck Schumer, Adam Schiff, Joe Biden, and I don't know who else. That's what you believe. I know your conspiracy shit better than you do, bro. And if you believe any of those things that I just listed off, you have a mental condition that I can't fix. I can't reason with you. I can't solve your problem. Prozac, SSRIs, and psychological counseling can help those things. That's just it. Seriously, bro, I don't have the time or the fucking inclination or patience to continue this conversation with you. There is a level that I expect from people that you don't possess, okay? There is a rationale that I expect from people that you do not possess. And you may not think that Joe Biden's a fucking lizard, but you certainly believe most of the shit that I just told you. And if you believe that stuff, it has been disproven so many fucking times, including in the court of law, where the person who said it was sued to their fucking ass off, that was passing stories that were not accurate and was sued for it. You're the type of guy that also believes Sandy Hook was a false flag. I can't help you. I can't. And I don't want to. And maybe you're not asking me to. But you are that guy. And I'm sorry, but I don't abide by cures, and I don't apologize for them. And I'm certainly not going to apologize to you. The shit that you've been doing is 4 years, 8 years, 9 years of believing and espousing these lies. You need to get a fucking life, and you need to find something else to cling to, because whatever you think happened or whatever you think is going to happen should have happened in 2020. It didn't, and it won't. And you keep holding on to it. Trust the plan. There is no fucking plan, bro. There's no plan. And if this is Donald Trump's plan to let people live in misery for 4 years, to have American soldiers fucking die with a botched Afghanistan withdrawal, to spiral us into unbelievable debt hitting the 50 trillion ceiling, for fentanyl deaths all over America, for people to be raped and murdered by illegals, for energy independence to go by the wayside, for the dollar to be devalued, for the petrodollar to fall in the Middle East. If you believe that that's what Donald Trump did and he's just waiting, then fuck him. I don't want him as the president.
Vice President Harris wins this election. Not only would she be the first female president, a black woman would occupy the White House, a former Trump resident. Obviously, you wouldn't be renting to her.
Hey, man, we need a woman.
Oh, God.
To meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
Oh, this is going to be cringe. I can already tell.
But Vice President Harris did have a scheduling conflict, but was generous enough to send us this video. Let's take a look.
Your Eminence and distinguished guests, the Al Smith dinner provides a rare opportunity to set aside partisanship.
Cool. Oh, sorry.
Hey, what's going on? Who was that?
Oh, sorry, Mary Catherine Elliott. It's so nice to meet you.
Very nice to
I just want to let you know that they have my light. That's my parabolic light right there. I'm just letting you know it's my light. I'm really excited because it's a good light. Just saying.
Speech for tonight's dinner.
Oh, yeah, I know. I just want to say that I'm Catholic, and tonight is one of the biggest dinners next to the Last Supper.
It is a very important dinner, and it's an important tradition that I'm...
Did she just compare the Al Smith dinner to the Last Supper? Fuck. Like the Olympics wasn't enough. Rhiannon, I am sorry for your loss too. And as everybody, Amy lost her husband here. I'm not insensitive to loss. I'm insensitive to people who actually leverage and use it in a way to, yeah, we all know. That's it.
When I get nervous, I stick my fingers under my arms and I simmer them like that. But that's gross.
So tell me something. I'm giving a speech. Do you have some thoughts about what I might say tonight?
My feelings about what you should say tonight would be best expressed in a monologue from one of my favorite made-for-TV series.
Okay, let's hear it.
Jen, I'm sorry as well. Tragically lost my 27-year-old daughter last year. Like you, I never used my loss as an excuse in any situation. I think it's disrespectful to our loved ones we lost. I think people grieve in different ways, you know, Jen. And I'm so sorry for your loss. I think people do grieve in different ways, but I would agree with you that these things are supposed to get better with time. And if you're still holding on to those where it's a point where it's so raw that you can't even interact with people without using it to essentially be the topic of conversation, then you need to seek some help. You need to find someone to help you through this process and help you understand what the grieving process looks like. That's my belief. But everybody grieves in different ways. I am sorry for your loss, sincerely.
Man, we need a woman to represent us. A woman brings more heart, more compassion. And think how smart she must be to become a top contender in a field dominated by men. It's time for a woman, bro. And with this woman, we can fly.
What series was that from?
Oh, that's from House of Dragons, now streaming on HBO Max.
Is there anything that you think that maybe...
All right, Chris. Now you're going to go away. So it's enough. I'm not going to continue to measure penises with you, bro. You've got some fucking issues, and I really just don't have any desire to be a part of them. So I'm going to ask the mods to ban you because I've had enough. you're fucking annoying the shit out of me. Okay, sorry, you're gone now. Amy, somebody, thanks.
Thing that you think that maybe I shouldn't bring up tonight?
Well, don't lie. Thou shalt not bear false witness to thy neighbor.
Indeed, especially thy neighbor's election results.
Just so you know, there will be a fact checker there tonight.
Oh, that's great. Who?
Jesus. And maybe don't say anything negative about Catholics.
I would never do that, no matter where I was. That would be like
I got a video for her.
criticizing Detroit in Detroit.
Does it bother you that Trump guy insults you all the time? Because it really bothers my friends and me.
Oh, Mary Catherine, it's very important to always remember you should never let anyone tell you who you are. You tell them who you are.
Haters gonna hate, hate, hate. Shake it off.
Shake it off.
Shake it off.
Shake it off. Good for you, Mary Catherine.
Oh, yeah, okay. And also remember one more thing. Don't worry if you make a mistake, because Catholic people are very forgiving. Yeah, and also one last thing I want to tell you, don't forget to say, superstar!
Thank you, Mary Catherine.
Thank you, Kamala.
Thank you.
Oh my God, I want to throw up.
Your Eminence and distinguished guest, the Al Smith Dinner provides a rare opportunity to set aside partisanship and come together to do some good by supporting the tremendous charitable work of the Catholic Church. The Church cares for the sick and feeds the hungry, supports families with housing and education.
Thank you, Amy. That is now like me directing like 9 people. Tuner, I don't understand, dude. Like you and I are usually simpatico, but there are some people who literally just seek attention, bro. And I think that guy pulled the wool over your eyes just a little bit. I'm just saying, brother, with all due respect.
And in times of disaster, provides not only essential supplies, but also, and so importantly, a sense of hope. God, the Gospel
it's
of
supposed
Luke
to be
tells
funny.
us that faith has the power to shine a light on those living in darkness.
Why is she reading off
and
teleprompter?
To guide
If you're reading scripture, why do you need a teleprompter? Shouldn't it be attached to your soul? Give me a break.
In the spirit of tonight's dinner, let us recommit to reaching across divides, to seek understanding and common ground.
Give me a break.
And in honor of the great Al Smith, let us fight to build a better future with faith in God, our country, and in each other. Thank you. May God bless you. And may God bless the United States of America.
God, let's get Trump up there. Wow. Why are we applauding for that?
I don't even know what that noise you're making is. So I don't know.
Disgust.
As I watched that, I couldn't help but think of now I know how my kids felt when I FaceTimed into a piano
Shirley.
recital they were at. Anyway. That only makes sense if you travel a lot. By the way,
Shirley, I'm so sorry to hear about your friend last Wednesday. That's not the one. I don't believe that was a person that we were praying for here. I don't think so, Shirley. Either way, I'm so sorry for your loss.
now it's time for the main event. Okay? Let's get ready to rumble. This is also the only part of the show that you will see on. You know, if you're keeping track, outspoken.
All right, there we go. Let's God, please be better than her.
Thank you, everybody.
Amy says, "I'm surprised she didn't burst into flames when she mentioned God." Yeah, that's true.
Thank you, everybody. Well, thank you very much. It's an honor. And they told me under no circumstances are you allowed to use a teleprompter. And I got up here and I see there's this beautiful teleprompter. So here I am. But it is a tremendous thing. It's a tremendous dinner. I've come here with my father. So it was 3 times, but it was also many times before that, a long time ago. And it's a very special dinner. And you've done a fantastic job, Cardinal. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So I'd like to thank Your Eminence very much, and members of the clergy, so many people I know. Speaker of the House Johnson.
Fix the audio.
What a job you're doing. He's done a great job. Senator reported him. I don't know. He used to say that's true, and now I'm not sure he would, but I gave him his first check from an office in Beach Haven, and I was very proud of it. I don't know about lately. Now I was. It was his first check. He was running, and I said, he's a good man. Senator Gillibrand, thank you very much. Thank you very much for working hard. Governor Hochul, wherever you may be up, this is a big day, right? Where is the governor? Good job. It's not an easy one, is it? But you're doing all right. We have to get a little money from the federal government, I have to tell you. It's about time. It's about time. Mayor Adams, good luck with everything. They went after you.
A Lego Trump. They probably have one.
After you, Mayor.
You know?
Yeah, boy, I do that. 9.5 months ago, I said, he just said something about the administration. He's going to be indicted any moment. And guess what happened? But you're going to win. I think you're going to win. I know you're going to win. So good luck. Good luck. I don't like what they do. And also distinguished, got so many friends up here. It's great. A lot of great friends, some of my best friends. And you are right, they are distinguished and they are wealthy for the most part. A couple are having a hard time, but they're going to get over it.
Yenny spelled backwards is not Yenny. There would be Yen. Well, I phonetically, yeah, but it's not an anagram, right? But it's YENNI. There's no Y at the end. Just FYI.
I also want to thank my very beautiful wife, and thank you for mentioning, but can you believe this? She did a book, and it's a really good book, and she worked hard on it, and it just became #1 on the New York Times list, so I think that's okay.
I'm going to read it.
That's not an easy thing to do, especially...
Jeffrey, I'm so glad things are going... I didn't know you were in Asheville, Bubba. First time I had a true shower and wakes. Thanks for all the continuing prayers. Dude, yeah, God bless, man. I am so glad that you're doing okay. I had no idea, Jeff, that you were from Asheville. So, man, I'm so glad you're okay. Maybe you should call in tomorrow if you can, man. I'd like to hear how you're doing and what's going on, if you wouldn't mind.
That must be selling like hotcakes. But thank you for mentioning. I appreciate it. Good job you did. It's a true pleasure to be with you this evening. Amazing pleasure. And these days, it's really a pleasure anywhere in New York without a subpoena for my appearance. Anytime I don't get a subpoena, I'm very happy. They've gone after me, Mr. Mayor. You're peanuts compared to what they've done to me. And you're going to be okay. But I have to be careful, however, to understand that this will be the first time in the history of this event where jokes will be fact-checked, and they will be. And they will be. It's been a long tradition for both Democrat and Republican candidates for President of the United States to attend this dinner.
Folks, I don't mean to interrupt Mr. Trump, but usually at the end of the show we do this, but we're going to be carrying on because, it's important time and it's the Super Bowl. But if you have not had a chance, thedumshow.com/donate. We appreciate it. We are 100% funded by you. We also get a little bit from Wimkin, who is a sponsor of our show. We love them. If you have not had a chance to go to wimkin.com, please do sign up for an account. But if you have not had a chance to donate to the show, maybe now is a great time. Please take care of yourself. You got vacation plans, Christmas plans, donate to a veterans group, donate for hurricane victims, all those type of things, and you're doing okay and things are good and you got your rent paid. Maybe, just maybe, if you enjoy the show, first time watching, or you've been a long time viewer, you can go to thedumshow.com/donate and you can donate through PayPal or you can donate through Venmo or send something in by mail. We appreciate you greatly and can't thank you enough. Now back to Donald Trump.
President of the United States to attend this dinner. It's a rule. You got to go to the dinner. You got to do it, otherwise bad things are going to happen to you from up there. You can't do what I just saw on that screen. But my opponent feels like she does not have to be here, which is deeply disrespectful to the event, and in particular to our great Catholic community. Very disrespectful. The last Democrat not to attend this important event was Walter Mondale, and it did not go very well for him.
Yeah, he lost 49-1.
He lost 49 states, and he won one.
Yep.
Minnesota. So I said, there's no way I'm missing it. Actually, it was not easy for me to get here tonight. Because I wasn't going to miss this thing, no matter, I didn't care. I wasn't going to miss it. But that's true. Walter Mondale, 49-1. He was expected to do well. Then it didn't work out.
Yeah, Jen, that's beautiful. That's nice. Yeah, absolutely nice. Good to have you here.
I mean, for those people that are questioning it.
There you go, Susie.
I understand the real reason that she's not here is she's hunting with her running mate, spending a lot of time hunting. In any event, it's a weird. You know the word weird. They call me weird. They call JD weird. We're very solid people. This guy is calling us weird, but this was weird that the Democrat candidate is not here and with us tonight. I want to also congratulate somebody who's going to make us all healthy. RFK
Good to see you, buddy.
Jr., we love you. I don't see him. He's campaigning all over the place. He's campaigning. You're all over. Hello, you both. Nice to see you both. Doing a good job. He's a great guy, too. He really is. He's going to make us a healthier place. We're going to let him go wild for a little while. Then I'm going to have to maybe rein him back. Because he's got some pretty wild ideas, but most of them are really good, I think. He's a good man, and he believes the environment, the healthy people. He wants healthy people. He wants healthy food, and he's going to do it. He's going to have a big chance to do it because we do need that. I would not have missed the Al Smith dinner for anything in the world. I still remember coming here as a very young guy with my father, Fred. He was a great guy, my father. He was a tough cookie, but he had a very big heart. He was,
19 days of the election, folks. 19.
You don't see it too much anymore. There'd be people standing with tin cans, and he would always take out $100 and put it in that can. And I always thought it was beautiful. And frankly, I even think more so now it was beautiful, because nowadays you don't see it so much. But I miss him, and we used to come here very religiously. And a great New York tradition has been born 79 years ago. It was born 79 years ago, and there are some people that were here for.
I have a question. If Donald Trump is still the president, why is he running for president? Just a question. Just asking. And if the military did take over the U.S. government, why are they going to give it back to Donald Trump? Why didn't they just go ahead and install him in 2020? And if they were supposed to do all these tribunals, why aren't these people held accountable, and why are they still here? I'm just wondering. Just a question. Sorry.
For almost that length. I know many of them, and it's not a pretty picture. Not a pretty.
No, I didn't have a hat. I put a hat on because I got annoyed. And I don't wear a hat. I kind of just not been wearing the hat lately. I don't know why, just a phase. But I put it on because I'm grumpy. I just want to, you know. And if I do this, it's over. Like, I'm pissed. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do this. So there you go.
Pretty picture. Not a pretty picture. The two candidates for president are supposed to exchange good-natured barbs. And you know we get along very well.
I love you guys. Trust the plan. You're right. I'm so sorry. What an asshole. I'm sorry.
And you know we get along very well. I didn't like Biden very much, and now I like him quite a bit. You know, and now I say that she's much worse than him. He was a much better candidate than her, actually. And when we hopefully win, dispose of her, I like her a lot. But right now I can't stand her. It's true. I can't stand her. I've never liked people that I was competing against. When you do a lot of bad things happen, and we are doing well. By the way, the votes are starting to come in. You got to get out and vote. And Catholics, you got to vote for me. Just remember. You better remember I'm here, and she's not. I could have done that too. But you do something that's incredible, the Catholic Church, you're helping the poor, educating children, and supporting the vulnerable. But if you really wanted Vice President Harris to accept your invitation, I guess you should have told her the funds were going to bail out the looters and rioters in Minneapolis, and she would have been here, guaranteed she would have been here. Guaranteed. She would have been okay. She would have been okay with that. But I know this isn't my normal crowd tonight, because it just isn't. It's not my normal crowd. Believe me, my normal crowd is younger, has a lot more energy, but you have certain advantages too, like cash, lots of cash.
See, this is when he's at his
But
best.
many of you are Manhattan liberals from the media and the...
He's so good at this. And this is why look what Kamala Harris did. She took a 1990s skit of someone sniffing their armpits. I know. I've always hated that skit. Like, I can't stand her. I think she is one of the most obnoxious over actors ever. And I think I've never laughed. I've watched that skit a million times. I'm just like, it's not funny. It wasn't funny when I was younger. And I enjoy SNL. I grew up with Chevy Chase, Gilda Radner, John Belushi, Jim Belushi, Eddie Murphy, Chevy Chase, I think I already said. I love Saturday Night Live. And even though it's not funny, there's some moments I didn't find her funny. And Kamala Harris is like, what are you doing? Like, come on. It's just weak.
I always say the Democrat, Chuck doesn't like that. He likes Democratic, and it sounds much more beautiful. The Democratic Party. I always say the Democrat Party because it sounds worse. It is true. He likes Democratic. Why don't they just change the name? This way,
it is Democratic. It's always been the Democratic Party. Democrat is for lazy people. I say Democratic Party and people get pissed at me. It's always been the Democratic Party, okay? Just like the GOP has always been the GOP. People are like, no, it's not the Democratic Party. Yes, it is. Read a book. I love that that Schumer's laughing. It's great.
But I must say I was shocked when I heard that Kamala was skipping the Al Smith dinner. I'd really hoped that she would come because we can't get enough of hearing her beautiful laugh. She laughs like crazy. We would recognize it any place in this room, and all polls are indicating I'm leading big with the Catholic vote, as I should be.
Get out and vote, Catholics,
but I don't
Christians.
think Kamala has given up yet. She hasn't. Instead of attending tonight, she's in Michigan receiving communion from Gretchen Whitmer. That's not a pretty sight. But Catholics, please don't.
Jen, thanks. We try not to piss people off. We pissed off one tonight. We may have pissed off two or three. I don't allow disinformation on my show. I just don't. And if you know what, that's not true. I do allow it on my show. You just have to prove it. And if you can't back it up, you're going to get called out. It's just it. I've been fighting cures for 4 years, and people go, well, how can you alienate your viewers? Because it's bullshit. That's why. And I don't surround myself people who lie to themselves. It's a weakness. It's horribly weak-willed to lie to yourself and know that you're lying to yourself in order to feel better about the truth. To me, I just think it's one of the weakest things you can do. I think you should always be honest with yourself. I think you should never state something as fact unless it is. That's just me. But thank you so much. Grand Old Party, Karen. GOP stands for Grand Old Party. Yep.
The Democrats, he says, thank you very much. I appreciate it. The Democrats really wanted to have someone not be with us this evening, they would have just sent Joe Biden. He's having second thoughts, you know that, right? He wants to come back. If she does any worse in the polls, they're going to bring him back again, I think. Chuck, he's going to do it. He's the one that got him out. That's the guy.
Oh, shit. I mean, he's just you know, the thing about Trump, love him, hate him, don't care. He's just ruthless. Like he's got zero fucks to give, you know? And I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well, I like to live that way too. I actually care about people. I really do. Like I don't like to lose people over something stupid. Like there are viewers that I'm just like, say la fucking be, you know, it's just like, dude, just go away, go follow somebody else. But most of the time, but Trump doesn't care. I mean, Chuck Schumer is right there. And he's like, yeah, you ousted Biden. And he did. And it's like, holy crap.
He's the one that got him out. That's the guy. Much more so than Crazy Nancy, I will tell you. Because I know him. He did it. Joe has almost disappeared from view. The only way he could be seen less is if he had a show on CNN. They have nothing. They've got nothing. Fake news, right? Fake. That term wasn't good. You know, they say that term is no longer in vogue because it's much worse than fake. I don't want to tell you what the real name is. I won't do it because all those cameras would shut off immediately. They don't like that. But apparently Joe didn't think it was fair for me to have the podium to myself with Kamala skipping the event. So he called, looked at me, and said, don't. Does anybody understand that? Yeah.
It's a funny joke. It's good.
I thought it was actually very good until just now. It was announced this morning that at a funeral yesterday, in a rare moment of clarity, Joe told Barack Hussein Obama that, quote, only a few people got that. Or as Rush Limbaugh used to say, Barack Hussein Obama. Remember, bro? He was a piece of work. We miss him. But as he told Barack Hussein Obama, quote, she's not as strong as me. She's not as strong. Do you understand that?
That was the lip reader, said that from the Washington, New York Post.
That's true. Other than that, I think the Democrats are getting along quite well, right? Nobody got that one. The fact is, we need new leadership in this country. Right now, we have someone in the White House who can barely talk, barely put together two coherent sentences, who seems to have mental faculties of a child, it's said. Is a person that has nothing going, no intelligence whatsoever, but enough about Kamala Harris. Let's get on to something. I know Kamala's word because she spends a lot of time complaining. I won't agree to another debate. But the truth is I've debated twice this year, once against Joe Biden and once against David Muir of ABC. That was amazing, 11 times. None for the other side. Do you think that's fair news? I don't think so. That's fake news. I don't know what's going to happen 3 weeks from now. It's going to be very interesting. It just started. It's actually, isn't it sort of exciting? Right? It really, isn't it just exciting what's going on? It's a process. It's a rough process, too. Not so pretty, and yet sometimes very beautiful. But the press is reporting that Democrats are starting to panic. They're panicking. They are panicking because, you know, the votes that are coming in very, very strong a certain way. I won't tell you what way that is, but Chuck Schumer is here looking very glum. Doesn't he look glum? He looks glum. But look on the bright side, Chuck, considering how woke your party has become. If Kamala loses, you still have a chance to become the first woman president. And I actually said, do you mind if I do that?
Oh, God. That's huge. That makes the whole night. That makes the whole night. Oh, God. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Oh, I love it. It's brutal.
Nah, he's a good man, actually. I hate to say it. Don't ever use it against me, please. They'll say, this dinner was really setting me back when I say it, but I've known him a long time. There's a group called White Dudes for Harris. Have you seen this? White Dudes for Harris. Anybody know? Are some of you here? White Dudes for Harris? Doesn't sound like it. But I'm not worried about them at all because their wives and their wives' lovers are all voting for me. Every one of those people is voting for me. And as you may have seen, Kamala did an interview on Fox News yesterday. It went so poorly for her that the Democrats have been forced to install another 100 drop boxes throughout the city. And the upside really is Kamala now sees the benefit of deportation. She wants to deport people. She's vicious. She wants to deport people, and she wants to start by deporting Brett Baer, Fox. It's an interesting interview last night. Huh? A major issue in this race is child care, and Kamala has put forward a concept of a plan. A lot of people don't like it. The only piece of advice I would have for her in the event that she wins would be not to let her husband, Doug, anywhere near the nannies. Just keep him away. That's a nasty one.
God,
that's nasty. I told these idiots that gave me this stuff, that's too tough.
Real quick, I got to add this because Jen says, I'm a female version of you. Well, that's what's great is that I could be a female version of you. So that works. I've worked in drilling over 20 years with oil field men. I've had the privilege of not working with women in office drama. The guys and I roast each other daily. You have to check your feelings at the door before you walk into our shop. Nothing offends me and why I'm a fan now. I'll be honest with you, Jen. My kids say it all the time. My wife will, like, my kids have reached full intellectual bombardment. Like, they are quick and they will crush you. Like, there's no like Versailles Treaty at our table. If you sit down, you're fair game. And like my wife said something and the kids just went bam, bam, and just right on top of her and just hit her. And before I even thought of it, I was just like, oh my God, that was excellent. Just crush, dude. You guys cooked her. And she's like, what did I do? And she's like, you're a spear and you're sitting at this table. And that's the thing. And I consider people who are sitting at this table that we're all adults and we can have an argument and we can even talk a little shit to each other. Some people can handle it. Some people can't. The people who can stick and the people who can't hopefully try to stick and then get a little tougher. There's certain things I just won't take. Like, you don't get to threaten my family or me. You don't get to threaten my viewers, and you don't need to continue to espouse lies. And you got to let shit go once in a while. If you can't, then you're just, listen, I'm the show host and I can't let shit go. You don't get to do that too. I get my own thing sometime, and that's my thing. Let's watch.
Oh, I did. You know, they told me the last time I did this, I was running against Crooked Hillary. And I mean Hillary. No, I was running against Crooked Hillary and I did it. And I thought it was a roast. So I was told it's a roast. And I had the meanest guy you've ever seen write stuff up. And man, was the room angry. Even the Cardinal remembers. I went overboard. Don't you agree, Cardinal? It was like terrible. And I knew I was in trouble around midway through because, you know, people had not, even my own side was angry at me. They were saying, it's too much. But I did it anyway. I didn't give it up. Campaigning can take a toll on a family and family life, although I hear that.
How is he not likable? I mean, because this is the real Trump. This is who he is. This is every person who I've ever spoken with who knows him or talks to him, and I'm not one of them. He doesn't even know I exist, and that's fine. I don't take that personal. You got to have an audience in the millions, and maybe someday, but we're 200,000 now. That's pretty good. How do you not like the guy? I mean, because they're laughing. They're not uncomfortable. I mean, even Schumer's smiling. This is supposed to be fun. And the fact that she's not there, it really reflects poorly on her.
Family and family life, although I hear that Kamala and her husband.
Thanks, Donnie.
Carve out some really beautiful alone time at the end of.
Sorry, Donnie, are you new? I think you are. Or at least first time saying something. So thank you. We like it to be an interesting show. We like to have a good time. Sometimes I cuss a little bit too much, and sometimes I get my panties in a bunch, but it's actually panties in a bunch and knickers in a twist. Little Jason Statham. But anyway.
Of the day for an intimate dinner, just Doug, her, and a teleprompter that she uses quite well. And by the way, she wouldn't have liked this tonight if she was told about no teleprompter. I can't believe I saw a teleprompter. They said they've never had a teleprompter in the history of this dinner.
Yeah, Michael,
I told
that's
that
true.
to the Cardinal, right? And then a teleprompter pops up for, he must be a very important comedian to get that. They give you one, but not me. How about that one? Huh? Come here. Yeah, and you did a good job. Tradition holds that I'm supposed to tell a few self-deprecating jokes this evening. So here it goes. Nope, I've got nothing. I've got nothing. There's nothing to say.
What's up with Mr. Donut? I'm round? Dude, I am the farthest thing from round. My face is Mr. Donut for sure. But that's just chubby cheeks and plastic surgery. And there's nothing I can do about that. That's what happens when you literally smash your face into the earth. But I like a good insult. Like, if it would have made sense, I would have been like, oh yeah, that was good. That was good. Okay, you roasted me. But Mr. Donut, I'm just like, it's kind of weak sauce, right? Because anyone who knows me knows that right when I stand up, they're like, oh, okay, fuck that, forget it. I have chubby cheeks. I've had chubby cheeks my whole life. There's nothing I can do about it. I have been 201 pounds, and I got chubby cheeks. It's a part of the Spear family tradition. I have a giant head. It's huge. But I'm in good shape. Very good shape for 50. I'll put my stamina against most people. I'm in pretty damn good shape. But I don't understand the Mr. Donut thing. Maybe there was that one time, but I was desperate. I was horny. There was glazed donuts around. What do you want?
I guess I just don't.
Brian says you're in a shape, a round one. No, I don't think so. But see, that joke doesn't stick. Botox. No, it's not Botox. It's actually reconstructive surgery. There's no jawbone here. Yeah. You can see the indention. So this one sticks out. See, you can see the indention. And this one, it's just the way it is. So I don't know. I don't tell you. Mr. Donut, whatever. Fuck you. What does that mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm lying to myself.
I guess I just don't see the point of taking shots at myself when other people have been shooting at me for a hell of a long time, and they shoot. You know, they say about presidents, they say that Andrew Jackson was the president that was the most meanly treated. His wife died. She died of heartache. She was heartbroken at the way they treated him. And they say that second was Abraham Lincoln, but he was in charge of a Civil War, you know. So.
Yep.
But those were the two, Andrew Jackson. Up until me, now they say it's not even close. There's never been a president that's been treated so badly as me, and our people aren't happy about it. But I was treated a little bit rough. But I don't mind it somehow, and I think it's
listen. Any chance that I can to be self-deprecating, I like to be self-deprecating. I don't mind making fun of myself a little bit. There's nothing wrong with it. I think it builds humility, and it builds thicker skin. That's why I'm always open with who I am and what I do. I've always been that way, so it doesn't bother me at all. I'm not going down a rabbit hole. I'm just trying to understand the joke. You know what I mean? That's all. I want a. Now I know there's a guy named Mr. Donut Operator who is on Twitter. He's stellar. I don't know. It doesn't matter. You're right. Don't go down the rabbit hole. Here we go.
It's just part of the game. I'd like to thank our MC this evening, Jim Gaffigan. Most recently, Jim has been playing Tim Walsh on Saturday Night Live. Yeah. And that'll be a very short gig, I hope, Jim. But it was fun while it lasted, wasn't it? Let's see how that lasts. It better be quick. We don't want him, and I'm not going to say anymore. But unfortunately, Governor Walsh isn't here himself, but don't worry, he'll say that he was. He's going to say he was. I used to think the Democrats were crazy for saying that men have periods, but then I met Tim Walsh. The stupid show, The View, is so bad now that the other day I was watching it and thinking to myself, you know what? They really need to bring Rosie O'Donnell back That show is bad. Those people are bad. I know every one of them, and they are bad news, I want to tell you. And it doesn't do very well either. I always like to say, you know, ratings are very important.
All right, folks, thedumbshow.com/donate. We are in overtime. So our goal was 200 tonight. We are well over our stop time. We're an hour and 15 minutes over, and I'm going to continue to bring this to you, and there are a shit ton of people on, so we're not going to stop it. It doesn't mean that you have to donate at this time, but if you don't, I'm going to turn it off. I didn't say that. If you have not had a chance and you like the show, you're like, hey, it's a good show. It's fun. It's exciting. Matt's not that bad of a guy. I'm hungry and I love donuts. You can donate at thedumbshow.com/donate. PayPal, Venmo, and we also have a mailbox there. You can go to thedumbshow.com too, and you buy a shirt, buy a hat, buy coffee. We've got some of the greatest coffee in the world. It's huge. It's great. It's wonderful. Amazing coffee made by veterans in Wisconsin, and it is 100% roasted 3 days before it's shipped to you. Usually gets there 5 to 7 days, and it is ridiculously good. Anyone will tell you, put it through a French press, you're going to be up for a day. That's what you can do. But if you can't do that, just like the show right now. Hit that like button on the outside. Make sure people see it, share it. Come back at 7 o'clock on weeknights. We will be here for you. So overtime.
The usual suspects, for instance, Mayor Adams. I'd like to poke some fun at Eric, but I'm going to be nice. I just want to be nice because I know what it's like to be persecuted by the DOJ for speaking out against open borders. We were persecuted, Eric. I was persecuted, and so are you, Eric. The mayor's dietary restrictions are well known, but I've got to say I've never met a person who's a vegan who liked turkey so much. There's something about him with turkey. I just found that out today, and I haven't been in New York that much. Don't let it, but you're going to win, Eric. We have another former New York City mayor with us, frankly.
Can you imagine if he can get Eric Adams on his side? I mean, do you guys really believe that Eric Adams, I mean, I've kind of looked at some of the charges and listen, if that's the worst that he's done as mayor, then I have some things to talk about when it comes to Pittsburgh and Philadelphia and Detroit. Come on. Eric Adams, they didn't give a shit about him until he started speaking out. Give me a break. Come on now. Let's be honest, shall we? Come on. Judy, I'll say it again. You never have to apologize for not donating to the show. Never. Ever. Okay? Never. Nobody. Ever apologize. Because it's never about that. If you don't, somebody else will. This team, I used to be nervous and I'd be like, oh God, we're not going to hit goal this month. I don't do that anymore. You guys always find a way and you're amazing. And whatever. If you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. And if you can't, we'll hit it. And I just like to hit the goal every night because really this is the bare minimum we can do to survive, have a little bit of money for us after the show because Facebook doesn't take care of us and they don't allow us to do advertising on our live shows anymore. So that's it. We love you guys.
You're going to win, Eric. We have another former New York City mayor with us, frankly, easily the worst in our history. And it's not Michael, that I can tell you. I'm surprised that Bill de Blasio was actually able to make it tonight, to be honest. He was a terrible mayor. I don't give a shit if this is comedy or not. He was a terrible mayor.
Oh my God.
He did a horrible job. That's not comedy, by the way, that's fact. But unlike the rest of New York, at least Bill doesn't have to worry about the criminals. They owe him big. He let them get away with a lot of stuff. Well, I got to replay this up because Mayor Adams.
Hi. Are you? I'm sorry. Trump's going on forever.
You're fine.
How's your bathroom? That looks like a shit sty.
I cleaned it as soon as I got home. And
yeah, but what was the conversation?
What conversation?
What do you mean, what conversation? Well, if the bathroom ever looked like that again, what was going to happen?
It was going to get taken away, and here's the thing. It's not like there was like my crap was everywhere. It's not like my towels were everywhere. What happened was I was going to clean it, and then Mom said, "Don't clean it because the housekeepers are coming. Wait for the housekeepers to
go get your mom."
Okay.
I don't believe you. Don't you talk to her. Don't you set her up. Sorry, daughter's full of shit. We got to take a second. Hi, Yenny. Sit down, baby. You're okay. Good girl. That's a good girl, Yenny. Such a sweet kitty. Hi. Not you. God, you look like your mom. Hi. Did you
just say she looks like me?
At times. Did you tell her not to clean her bathroom? No. Listen.
No, I didn't tell her to clean her bathroom.
No. Did you tell her not to clean her bathroom the other day?
Yes.
Say, why did you ask her to take out her trash then?
Because I knew there was.
Okay. Did you take out your trash?
No.
Okay,
You
that's.
told her not to.
Why?
Because the cleaners were coming the next day.
Damn it, that's right. Okay, get out. You're fine. Shit, I forgot. Yeah, but let this be a lesson to you. Yeah, next time you better have your shit straight. Get out of my room. No, don't talk back to me. I'm your father. And you know I'm right. No, you're not. Yes, I am. Shit, that backfired. Anyway, here's Trump.
Needed to make this one very quick, especially the city has reserved this room for a large group of illegal aliens coming in from Texas. That's right, they've reserved many rooms, a lot of rooms, too many rooms. But in all seriousness, it's an honor to be here to support the city and the community. It's a great community that I love. I've been here a long time and I love it. And then it's going to make a big comeback, and I'm going to help it make a comeback. I'm going to win, and I'm going to make a comeback. We're going to turn this thing around. And I want to pay tribute to a really incredible man, a man who was a tremendous politician. And actually, the fact that he was Catholic it probably did him in, right? Nobody knows for sure. But he was a great guy, Al Smith, great guy. Everyone says it, happy warrior. I've said before that I'll say it again as many times as I have to, directly to the mayor and the governor. If I have the honor to be elected next month, we're going to see what happens. It's happening so fast, but if I have the honor, I look forward to working together to make this city greater than ever before. We're going to do that. We're going to be focused on. I'll work with the governor. I'll work with the mayor, Democrats. I will work with them. I work with whoever I have to, and we will even work very hard to bring back the SALT tax deduction. We're going to bring it back. We're going to bring it back. We're going to get that thing going, Chuck, okay? I actually thought about not doing jokes tonight. I was going to come out here and say, listen, our country is doing very badly. This is not about jokes. And then some person said, you have to do jokes. I said, I don't want to. There's nothing funny about what's happening to our country. And I actually meant that. I was going to do that, but they convinced me to say some of the things I said tonight. I don't know if they were funny or not, but hey, you think this is easy standing up here and doing this? In front of half a room that hates my guts and the other half loves me? Half of us love me, but maybe it's, I think 75% love me. But I actually do. I did think about that, and our country is doing very badly with respect to its open borders and inflation, crushing things happening in the Middle East and Ukraine. It's so sad to see what's happening in Ukraine. Wow. I had a lot of people very religious people come up to me tonight from Ukraine, and they're asking me for help. So sad to see so many people have been killed in Ukraine, and we're going to get it settled up if we win. As I'm president-elect, I'm going to get that done. I'm going to do it before we ever get back. We have to get it stopped. Too much killing. It's killing, and all of those cities are coming crashing down. Those beautiful golden domes are crashing down on their sides. They're so sad to see. The whole thing is so sad. So we're going to be, for all those people, there's so many people came up to the dais, and religious people from Ukraine, and I'm going to say, and I told them, don't worry, we're going to get it stopped. It's too bad it ever started. It should have never started. It wouldn't have started. But we're going to have our country respected again. We're going to make sure that it's respected, and we're going to go out and do very good things for ourselves as a country and for the world. These are challenging times for our beautiful USA, but I'm committed to working with every partner here in New York and all across the nation to build an America that once again is strong and safe and proud and prosperous and free. We're going to make sure Together we can create a future defined by great ambitions and grand achievements that once again inspires the dreams of our children, brings back the American dream. You don't hear about the American dream anymore. We're going to make it possible for them to have the American dream. This is a very religious evening to me. It really is. It represents so much. My sister was somebody that loved the church and gave to the church. The cardinal knew that. Had a certain priest that she thought was incredible, right? For a certain very, very fine man that she thought was incredible. Having recently myself survived 2 assassination attempts. I survived. I have a chart that went down to the right. Fortunately, I looked at it's my all-time favorite piece of paper. But it went down, and I looked to the right, and I said, you know, was that luck? What was that, luck, or was that God that did that? And I think it was God that did that. I do.
Yenny is like 8 pounds. She is the smallest Maine Coon you've ever seen in your life. She's got some tabby in her, but she's the runt. And she is a total Maine Coon, though. I mean, she's got the fur through the paws and the giant breast fur that looks like a lion. Long pointy ears, so she's a total Maine Coon, but she's like, I could throw her like halfway across the county. Yeah, so for sure.
Too much killing, it's killing, and all of those cities are coming crashing down. Those beautiful golden domes are crashing down on their sides. They're so sad to see. The whole thing is so sad. So we're going to be, for all those people, there's so many people came up to the dais, and religious people from Ukraine, and I'm going to say, and I told them, don't worry, we're going to get it stopped. It's too bad it ever started. It should have never started. It wouldn't have started. I'm committed to working with every partner here in New York and all across. My sister was somebody that loved the church and gave to the church. The cardinal knew that. Had a certain priest that she thought was incredible, right? For a certain very, very fine man that she thought was incredible. Having recently myself survived 2 assassination attempts.
Can we just see this?
I have a, like with love, much more so than almost any system that I've seen. And he said, sir, we have a big problem. We need a number of billions of dollars, or we're going to have to close down the New York school system, the whole system in New York. And I said, give me 15 minutes. I think I can find it. And we gave him billions of dollars. And you know what? He stayed open, and they thrived. And to this day, I hear you did just about the best job there is in education. So, and that was always an honor. That was always. And every time he sees me, he says, thank you very much. I said, I know what you're talking about, but we worked together. We were a good partnership, right? We got that money in about 15 minutes. Billions, and it was put to very good use. But I just want to thank everybody. This is a special evening. It's a very serious evening, I think. We have some serious problems in the world, but they're going to get solved, and we're going to make America great again. And thank you very much, and God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, that was President Trump at the 79th Al Smith dinner in New York City. Here with reaction, Clay Travis, Tommy Lahren, and comedian Adam Carolla. Adam, I thought the comedian did a great job. I thought Trump did a great job. I'm not sure about the Saturday Night Live skit in the middle.
Yeah, Gaffigan did a nice job. Trump is a comedian, although I got to tell you, when you do comedy, you go, I'll do 15 minutes, and they go, we'll light you with 2 minutes left, meaning they put a flashlight up so you can see from stage it's time to wrap it up. Trump does need a guy lighting him at some point, just in the back of the room with the flashlight, wrap it up. But he's funny, and he conveyed a lot of truths in.
All right. Yeah, there's booze in the audience. I mean, you got to understand, those are high-end liberals. You know, there's elitists in there for sure. He did fine. He is long in the tooth. I mean, seriously, he needs to learn to shut up sometimes. Just, it's not a rally. Like, absolutely, some of those things were great, but it was like 45 minutes to almost an hour. It's okay. He was funny. He was great. He just needs to learn how to bottle the message. But you know what? He's entertaining, and even when it kind of got a little long, he nailed a joke and you're like, oh, well, that was worth the wait. I think that's the thing, is every time you waited, it was always worth the wait because the joke that was coming was just going to be stellar. Folks, thanks for watching the Don't Unfriend Me Show. We are literally 524 people away from hitting 200,000 followers, which is an amazing thing. You guys did a great job tonight. Thank you. 14 days, 523. It's once it gets this big, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to get that. It's not like Trump. It takes a lot. It's huge. Everybody has to get involved. I have not, listen, I do some great impersonations. I have not worked on Trump. I need to. He's going to leave office. I'm going to do it. That's the way I was with Reagan. It's like, Nancy and I are looking for the other half of my head. I learned that after he left. Bill Clinton, I did not have sexual relationships with that chocolate chip cookie. No, I did not. I just looked at Monica, rubbed her head, and said, thank you, baby. I didn't learn that until after Bill Clinton left office. So every impersonation that I do, it's usually after or posthumous from when they're alive, like Howard Cosell. This is Howard Cosell live from CBS Sports. I didn't, that was like 6. And I could do that at 6. And he was still alive, but I gotta get my Trump. But I'm starting to, try to get the nasally whine in, and then eventually I'll get the pitch, and then I'll get the mannerisms, and then it'll just be great. I just donated. Did you get it? Oh shit, Janet, I don't know. Somebody make sure Tuner Monkey's okay, because I love Tuner, and I don't want him pissed at me. I'm not mad at him for what he said. I just, I don't like to. Nobody. Who would like to be called the Wrath? Oh. Listen, I don't think that's a compliment. Listen, I know that I can get kind of grumpy, but I'm not wrathful. Am I? Jeez. And if I am, that's the only thing I care about tonight is wrath. It's a deadly sin. It's not good to be wrath. I don't know. I mean, I guess I could be in the right circumstances. Somebody hurt my family or my friends. Yeah, absolutely. Putting this in, and then we're going to say goodnight. Folks, we'll be back tomorrow. It is Red Friday. Great Red Friday. We're so excited. So excited because it's the weekend, and we cannot wait to relax. Leroy's going to be here. Amy's going to be here for a special. She'll be here. Janet, thank you for $10.80. We can't thank you enough. But Livia will be here. Amy will be here. Leroy will be here, and we're going to go over that document. That's going to be fun. We're going to have a lot to do. We're going to be busy. So thanks, everybody, for helping. Thanks for being you. Tuner, I love you. I hope you're listening. And if you're not, we'll see you tomorrow, and hopefully you're not mad. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for all the newcomers, the people who just started watching the show. Yeah, we'll have a good time tomorrow. So show up 7 o'clock, and we'll see you then. God bless everybody. Thank you, and have a good night. See ya.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The DUM Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.